What's up, tricksters and tricksetas? Today we have another Tier 3 sub VOD review presented by our favorite Radiant coach, CHARLATAN Papito. Today at our coaching table, we have our friend Sergio. He is from Norway and he is a Ascendant 2 Jett main playing on Ascent. Yes, Ascent. So, let's see what Sergio said to us here, and then we're gonna invite him on Discord to join us for this VOD review. Now, note, recently I switched to the new mouse, Logitech G305 Light Split from Razer Viper V3 Pro due to the sensor being a bit rusty. That is why you can see in the VOD I object when I dash. G305 is a very niche mouse. Not something I would recommend to most of the players, you know. But if it suits your grip style, if it is good for you, sure, fine, you know, whatever. My name is Sergio, I live in Norway, I play London servers mainly, average around 59 ping. Playing Frankfurt or Stockholm makes the language barrier extremely difficult to communicate. That is the reason. To be honest, like, Frankfurt is mentally disabled. Stockholm is even worse, to be honest. I mean, like, the only playable server in Europe is, like, London. And on Frankfurt, I mean, you can maybe get better players overall, and that's it, but more toxic and more dented. So yeah, good choice. Good choice. This one is very focused on my bad habits, and that is exactly why I picked this specific game. Today I didn't warm up with Kovacs or aim labs. I usually do 1 wall, 6 targets small, and TE target switching, grid shot, ultimate grid shot, 3, okay. And in-game I hop in the practice range and limit 50 balls from a far distance, focusing on accuracy, then 50 balls on high ground, focusing on accuracy with Sheriff, then tracking a moving bot for 2 minutes, just straight to up tracking. Then I do 1 minute with Jett knives, holding space bar, and try to consistently kill 3 bots while mid-air. Then I do 2 minutes death zoning on the wall with Phantom, Sheriff, Vandal, and after that I play 3 DMs, 1 Sheriff. When do you play Valorant? I mean, good. I mean, if you have time to do all of this, great. But we'll see what you should be doing when it comes to your aim. Like, I'm gonna give you some private aim training routine anyway, so yeah. I currently just spam games since I don't have a job or a routine. I communicate every game and I try my best to IGL. Okay. Sense 0.148, 3200 DPI. That's really fucking high, no? Like, that is like 0.6 at 800. Sheesh. Keyboard Equinix EZ63. Mouse G305. Okay. Samsung Odyssey. Brother, this monitor is not that good. But it's not a reason why you are not Radiant, for an example. Just in the future, the only thing... I mean, mouse is debatable. Like, I don't know. Literally, like, G305 is a very weird shape. Very niche, you know? Not for everyone. But if you like it, and if it suits you, great. You know, amazing. And the Odyssey 27-inch is just a dogshit monitor from all of these high refresh rate monitors. And something that you should consider changing, like, far in the future. You know, you maybe get close to Radiant, then, like, you know, it might make a bit of a difference. My spotted weaknesses. Wide swung into bad duels. Shaky aim, a lot of movement instead of micro-adjusting. When I play with very textbook. Didn't always check right and left when I entered in my smokes. And a bit of useless utility usage. Cross replace is a bit off, committing to sprays and not prioritizing movement enough. And I would say a bit bad economy management. I crouch a lot and I'm a bit shaky and sometimes tend to autopilot when in ranked environment. Also start with many impactless deaths. In the fastest way possible. Okay, we're gonna cover that through the videos. Is there anything like big holding me back from my true potential? Okay. How to adapt and play right according to my playstyle and making the right decisions? Okay. What should my warm-up routine be to stay consistent and reaching a higher level? If there are any questions you would like to answer, feel free to DM. Sorry for my unstructured writing, my bad broski. All good. All good. Listen, all of this we're gonna see in the VOD. Like, and you'll get the answer on all of this. Keep in mind that I have, like, around 200 hours of pre-recorded coaching content. So if I see that anything will be beneficial for you, I'm gonna give it to you. Also, like, when it comes to warm-up and aim training, you're gonna get something, definitely, you know. When it comes to sensitivity, I have absolutely no idea, man. Like 480 EDPI is way too high. Even though you switched to 0.2 1600 DPI, that is still a bit high, you know, for Valorant. But yeah, we'll see in the VOD review. When it comes to the tracker, let's look at that. Actually, let's invite the guy. Let's invite the guy. Welcome. You there?
Yes, hello.
Okay, hello, my friend. Okay, first question for you immediately. Where are you from? How old are you, and how much free time do you have to play Valorant per day?
Well, I'm from Norway. I'm 22 years old, and I roughly have about like probably 10 hours a day to commit to the game.
Okay, great. Next question is like, which other games did you play beside Valorant, and which ranks you got in these games?
I played Fortnite. I got Unreal. I used too much time in that game. I had 24k hours, and like outside, I play like I started playing PC in 2019, and I just started, you know, focusing on going pro. You know.
Okay. Okay, great. So basically, like, this is your only tracker.
Yeah.
Your only account. Okay, let me share the screen, like, on Discord. Okay, you see my screen now?
Yeah.
All good. Okay, so generally speaking, you know, like getting Ascendant 2 in just 110 hours, that's really fucking good. And also getting Immortal 2 in like 300 hours, that is definitely above average. A player like you definitely has a potential of going pro in Valorant, because you were able to reach like Immortal 2 in such a low period of time. Then you dropped a bit, but you know that can be for the various different reasons, and we'll see like what are these reasons today. So everything that I recommend to you, like every single tip, rule, whatever I share with you, like after this VOD review, is gonna be focused on only one goal. In the next 12 weeks, I want you to become a consistent Immortal 3 player, and that's it. You're probably not gonna get Radiant in the next 12 weeks, but I want you to get Immortal 3, stay in Immortal 3, be an Immortal 3 player, and then we can talk about Radiant in the future. Also, when I finish this VOD review, you will have my 24/7 support for 7 days. So during the next 7 days, you can ask me still some additional questions. If you have any questions about the training, about the videos and clips that I'm gonna share with you, because my main style of coaching is like I'm giving players the structure to actually play Valorant. Like I want you to play Valorant in a specific way that is designed for your playstyle, for your strengths and for your weaknesses. I always want you to have some kind of a goal in mind whenever you're playing a certain round or a certain match, and always have something to work with. And a lot of these videos are focusing on that. So if you have any questions, feel free to ask me, and I'll be more than glad to answer on everything. So currently we're a bit stuck in this Ascendant, but we can say that you're like an Immortal 1 player, whatever. Like those are the ranks where you're playing, and overall your performance is not that bad. When it comes to all of the statistics and all of the stats, mechanics really don't seem like a problem to you, as well as dealing damage. The problem is like that you, on average per game, like you die 5 times when you should not be dead, and that's the main problem. Like you have around 5 deaths that are preventable in some kind of a way. Either we can take better fights, we can position better, maybe we don't need to fight at all, maybe we can fight with our teammates. Like there are 5 moments of time in your gameplay where you do some shit play per match. So we need to find like what are these 5 times. Also, when it comes to like some self-reviews, VOD reviews and stuff like that, I'm gonna be forcing you to do that, and some clip reviews as well. And I'm gonna give you a few blueprints and ways how you can, self-analyze your own games and then find situations where you struggle the most, and find solutions for that. One thing that is really bad is your clutch percentage overall. Like 0.9% is very low for a Ascendant player and low Immortal player, and basically like this is something we need to fix. So what does this mean? This means that in 1v1s and 1v2s you can do something much better, like either position in a different way, play them in a different way. And this is something that you will need to find for yourself, because we're not doing any extensive coaching, we're just doing one VOD review today, so I won't be able to see that many 1v1s and 1v2s from you. like those are the situations I would recommend you to focus on in the next 12 weeks, definitely. Like, why do you lose these 1v1s and 1v2s? Like, what can you do better there? Then, when it comes to, like, other stuff, first bloods, first deaths are also pretty close, to be honest. And you can do something better in these initial duels. You know, like, these initial fights are not really working in your favor whatsoever. And we need to see, like, why. That's another thing that you can focus on for the next 12 weeks. And try to find some solutions there. Then, like, KST is pretty low for an Ascendant player. Like, meaning that you can survive a bit more, play with your teammates more, and just stay alive more. Overall, like, you're picking some fights that you should not be picking, or you're not picking favorable fights for yourself. So we might have some problems with, you know, which fights you take, how you take them, how you position during the fights, stuff like that. Then, when it comes to everything else, okay, this is fine. Not that bad, not that bad. You can definitely stay alive a bit more, you know, like, and play a bit more of a baiting game. But when I say baiting game, I don't mean like you're baiting your teammates and letting them die. I just mean that, you know, you need to be the first contact in every single fight that you take. No matter, like, which agent you're playing in Valorant. Especially from Ascendant 1 to Immortal 2. Like, these lobbies we call babysitting lobbies in Valorant, because in these lobbies, especially in Europe, the most amount of mentally dented players are there. You know, like, and the problem is, like, a lot of the players are stuck in Ascendant and Immortal for, like, the last 6 years, and they completely lost the touch with reality. You know, they develop really huge egos where, like, they think they're the best at the game, they develop mental problems. I mean, of being fucking stuck for 6 years. Like, imagine you're in the same rank for 6 years. Like, brother, at that point, just stop playing Valorant or get some help. I don't know, like, do something differently. Then players are very prone to being toxic, very prone to, like, giving up and stuff like that. Like, in every round, in those lobbies, you practically, in Europe specifically, you need to have, like, 300% focus. Like, it is not worth playing games if you're not willing to try hard, solo carry, and actually compensate every single bullshit that your teammates are gonna do. So in these lobbies, where you're playing right now, like, literally 50% of your focus needs to be on your teammates. Like, what are they doing in each round, where they're going, how they're positioning, etc, etc. Unless you're a Radiant player, then you can do whatever the fuck you want, obviously. But since we are not, you know, you need to focus a lot more on what these idiots are doing around you. Now, then when it comes to, like, your attacker side, it's, like, not good. When it comes to your defender side, it's decent, but it can be better. Like, so on attack, you're practically losing most of your games at this moment of time. So for the next 12 weeks, like, you can maybe focus a bit more on having a better structure or a better way of how you're playing the attacker side. Like, where you're leading your teammates, what type of fights you're taking, how you're executing the sites, when you're executing the sites, how are you countering the enemies, and all of that stuff. So that can be, like, your main goal for now. Another thing I would heavily recommend you is to make a second account immediately, especially because you have an enormous amount of time to play Valorant. And for the next 12 weeks, you will be doing the following. So for the next 12 weeks, you will be playing on that second account only one game of Valorant every single day when you feel 100% ready to play, perform, carry, etc, etc. Like, when you feel that you have no excuses of why did you lose that match, unless, like, somebody is trolling the game or enemies have a cheater, for an example. Like, and every other game you will be playing on this account that we have right here. I will explain in one of the coaching videos that I share with you, like, why is this good and why are we doing this, and I will give you all of the, you know, other tools that you can work with to improve yourself a bit faster. When it comes to, like, when it comes to the main agents, so this is something that we're really gonna avoid moving forward, like you playing so many different characters. I'm doing that because I don't have fun in Valorant anymore and I literally don't give a fuck, but if you really want to reach Radiant and improve a bit faster, like, we need to lock onto something. Okay. Okay. I mean, agents are really not a problem for you because you kind of perform pretty equally on a lot of these characters. So, since you enjoy playing Jett and Chamber, I mean, pretty much you can just go the as per usual path, like, to be honest. Like, so what you can do for the next 12 weeks is, like, Jett can be your number 1 pick, main agent. Number 2 pick can be Chamber, like a flex pick, basically. And number 3 pick can be Omen, for an example.
Okay.
So let's focus for the next 12 weeks on these 3 agents, and then, like, we're gonna see, like, you know, how much you're gonna develop, what's gonna happen, etc, etc. Because you need a bit more consistent playtime on a few characters. Like, you really play a variety of agents, even though, like, with a Jett you have most amount of hours, mostly every act. Like, still, you know, you squeeze in a bit of Phoenix, a bit of Chamber, a bit of Rain, a bit of Clove, a bit of Sova, and then there's this. So yeah. Just for the next 12 weeks on your tracker, there should only be Jett, Omen, and Chamber, and that's it. And then we're gonna see in 12 weeks from now, or during those 12 weeks, which playstyle suits you the best, and which agents are, like, best for you, you know, at that moment of time. Because right now it's really hard to tell, because you really play a lot of shit. I really don't believe that you actually master any of these characters completely. Chamber, maybe, because with Chamber, I mean, like, you know, you have like 100 hours, and in 100 hours, like, you can quite literally master the Chamber. Jett, I don't know, it can be 50-50 with 200 hours, and all of the rest is, like, whatever. So yeah. Then when it comes to, like, loadouts, this is very good. Like, pistol rounds should always be on top, should always be your number 1 rounds. Full bar rounds look okay, you know, semis as well. Just in the full bar rounds, like, you should be able to perform a bit better than in the semis, so I don't know what's happening there. Like, you know, how do you have a higher KD in a higher KST as well in semi rounds than in the full bar rounds? So we'll see what's going on there. And eco rounds are absolutely atrocious. Like, I don't know what you're doing in eco rounds, but you need to change the approach that you have in eco rounds. Like, in eco rounds, you need to pull out 1 KD at any moment of time. Like, you should be able to trade yourself for at least 1 kill in some kind of a way. And, you know, either through the VOD review, I will be, like, explaining what you can do better in eco rounds, or through the private coaching videos that I'm gonna share with you. Like, I literally, you know, like, I've been coaching players for the last 6 years. I pre-recorded literally everything. You know, at this point, I don't even need to do the coaching. Like, I only do it to meet the players, and to see, like, what's gonna be the best for you, essentially. So yeah, it's just a time saver, so that we don't need to waste time on that right now. When it comes to weapon versatility, it's a bit poor, not really the best. You know, I love that the operator is a bit higher. You're using Outlaw as well. When it comes to Phantom and Vandal, both weapons are kind of equal for you, so you can play whatever you want, however you feel that day. It really doesn't matter that much. But the weapons that you're really underusing a lot are definitely, like, Bandit. Bandit is, like, one of the best eco weapons right now, and the best pistol in the first round as well, in most of the on most of the characters in Valorant. Like, you should give a bit more love to this gun in the future. Bulldog and Guardian, maybe you can implement them a bit more. You know, like, considering you played this many games this act, like, probably there was a bit more times where you can pull out the Bulldog and Guardian in your matches, like in some semi-rounds and stuff like that. Judge as well on claustrophobic maps, especially when you're playing Jett, like, is still pretty decent, really fucking good weapon in these lobbies. Shorty, primary, secondary weapon still, like, still it's really good. And what's really surprising is, like, Marshall and Stinger, for an example, that you're not using them more. Because Marshall and Stinger are the best weapons for anti-eco rounds when you want to save money for operator on Chamber and Jett, but still have extremely high chances of winning the second anti-eco round and the third bonus round. So these 3 weapons are the main problem. I mean, not really the problem, like, the weapons that you need to master, and you need to learn how to use them and when to use them. If you want to have a bit better economy management in the future, an easier time, like winning just these anti-eco rounds, bonus rounds, and then pulling out the operator a bit faster, which you should be doing quite a lot on both Chamber, Jett, and even Omen, to be honest. Overall, Even though you're, you know, like, from the raw mechanical standpoint, you don't look that bad. Like, it really seems that you're a player that would perform the best on agents on which you need to think a bit more. Like, you really strike me like a player that that is more of a big brain rather than a, you know, raw swing out, take the kills. Just from the tracker,
Okay.
like, I mean, I don't know, like, I'll see how you play the game and what you're actually doing. And overall, that's pretty much it. Yeah, we're playing a decent chunk of Valorant. Okay, so that's everything I want you to do for the next 12 weeks. You will get some kind of a training for the next 12 weeks. You will get some kind of an aim training warm-up, and we'll see what's gonna happen there. Now, share your screen, go into the practice range, and I just wanna test you a bit for a second.
1 second.
All good, man. How can I open this? Ah, like this. Bam, bam, bam. Lego. So what I want you to do right now is I want you to kill the bots from easy to medium to hard. And while you're doing this, stand still. Completely still.
Okay, let me see.
You can use Phantom Metal, really, whatever you prefer.
Where do I start on medium?
Easy, medium, hard. Did I miss him giving the subs? No. Like, the Frost is working on that. Frost is gonna be gifting the subs to everyone, like, that typed exclamation mark playbook on the giveaway a few days ago. Don't worry, guys, it is gonna be done before my vacation, like, on 23rd of July. You'll get it. I promise, man. Like, that my Jett clutched around, so I had to deliver. His stream is a bit like, it's fine, relax, man. We can see what he's doing. Don't move. Like, put that left hand away from yourself.
Okay.
My guy is having a twitchy a bit. Fortnite player. Okay, medium. Lightspeed, I'm just gonna write your name on the list. Okay, hard. How many death matches do you recommend relative to ranked play?
Me?
No, I'm reading the questions on stream.
Okay.
You just continue. Okay, now just do the medium bots and hard bots while moving. So now you can strafe. Holy shit, someone born in 2006 is 20 years old. Brother, I'm a dinosaur, man. Rawr. Hard in the same way. Okay. Escape, I want to see your settings.
Where do we start? Just general?
Yeah, okay, that's good. Scroll down a bit. Always show inventory, turn that option on. It's third option in that paragraph. Yeah, there. Fourth, actually. Scroll down. Show spectator count, you don't need that. Turn the top shit, like, whatever. Okay, go to controls. Scroll down. Okay, equipment. Total zoom level, you need to have some kind of a button assigned to that option. Like, it is impossible using the operator without that option. Especially when you're playing on hold. It can be anything. Mouse wheel up, mouse wheel down, CVX, something. Brother, you're aiming in a long range corridors. You're holding tight angles. Double zoom always. Always. So, scroll down.
So toggle?
No, hold. Put it on hold.
Okay.
Hold is better than toggle. Remove this mouse wheel up, mouse wheel down, like you're not gonna scroll to the weapons anymore. Equip spike, put it on 5 instead of 4.
Yeah, okay.
Scroll down. Oh, never mind, you can keep it on 4. You're actually using E for planting. Communication. Tactical calls in the chat on. Video. Video? Yeah.
Okay.
Is that a 2K monitor? Is that curved?
Yeah.
Odyssey?
Yeah. Absolutely.
Ah, man, like that one is really...
Is that like fucking up? Should I play
like... No. You should play on 2K. Like, you should play on the highest resolution. Just that... It's okay. Listen, man, like, literally... That is the last thing on your priority list. Literally the last thing. Like, 240 hertz, more than enough to reach rank 1 if you want. Like, you know.
True.
Just that I personally think that monitor is dog shit. Like, out of all of the options that you could have bought. For an example. But, except maybe Acer, AOC, and Alienware, they are even worse than that one. Which mouse do you have?
I have the Banky Soviet. No, yeah, GSR.
GSR, that's good. Which skids you use on the light speed?
I don't. I just have the stock skates.
Stock skids. I would recommend you to change them because generally speaking, Logitech skids are shit. And you can write this down. Get the Magic Ice Unusual Way Sports. Yes.
Okay, let me write that down. Hold on.
Magic.
What did you say they were called?
Magic Ice.
Okay.
Unusual Way Sports. You can get it on AliExpress for like $10 or something like that.
Okay. I noted it down. Yeah.
Which headphones IMs?
I have the Logitech. What is it called?
Okay, but whatever.
Can I check real quick?
It doesn't matter. Doesn't matter. Doesn't matter at this point. Go to quality.
Oh.
Graphics quality. Yeah.
Well, graphics quality. Yeah.
Scroll down. Stats. Scroll down. Go to the paragraph. Input latency. Enable everything text only. Escape. Disable everything. Audio. Voiceover. Okay, good. That's it. You can start sharing the screen now.
Okay.
And focus on mine.
Yeah.
Okie dokie. Yeah. Do you have any more questions? Like.
Not really, to be honest.
Okay.
I
Great,
just wanna like you do the work for you, you know. Like I wanna see, like, hear your stuff.
Okay, great. 2005 and I'm 21. I can't believe I'm this old either, bro. What do you mean? You're 21 and you're old. Brother, when I was 21, I was top 100 player on Faceit in CSGO, man. 4-time challenger in League of Legends, bro. I wish I would sell my both testicles to be 21 again. Now I play 3 games of Valorant, I get tired. I need a vacation, bro. I need a vacation.
My ult's ready. 30 seconds left.
Okay, so you queue up the game of Valorant.
Yeah.
Before the match even starts, you need to have some kind of a plan how you want to play that game, what you want to do on that map, what you should expect from the enemy team comp, and what you should do with your own team composition. So Ascent on the defender side is a fast rotation map, meaning that you always value the team play over the map control. Like on the first contact between your team and the enemy team, you need to have some kind of an idea what you should do at that moment of time. Second rule on Ascent is that you generally don't give a shit about defending B set and A set alone, meaning that you're never willing to die in the full buy rounds and in the pistol round alone trying to defend the site no matter what. If you're not in some kind of a disadvantage, don't force it too much. Abuse the off angles, tight angles, dash ability, your utility, whatever you have, to potentially get a pick and play the retake. You value the market control and the guarding control over the bomb site control in ranked solo queue. If the enemies take this from you, rounds become 10 times harder. So whenever you see that enemies are doing some kind of a split A, split B, mainly focus yourself on defending these two areas of the maps and keeping their control. And for this control, you are willing to die from time to time. Not a single round, you should play passively. In every single round, we should be getting information in these 3 areas of the map, or potentially even getting, you know, control of these areas of the map, like asking for the one-way smokes, doing something, forcing the enemy's utility out, etc., etc. The only times when you're allowed to play passively is when you have some kind of a great strategy to potentially get a free pick, get out and play retake. One of those strategies on Ascent would be like just literally starting the round behind this box, waiting for the enemies to hit a switch, killing that guy, dashing away, resetting yourself into the enemy smoke, and you're literally playing a free 5v4 retake of the A set with a minimal risk. Then, when it comes to what you prioritize on this map, like A set in this area of the map is kind of like your default area on Ascent, and B set is like your secondary priority. But where you position really depends on economy, what enemies are doing, and all of that stuff. Now, on Ascent, on the defender side, you really want to abuse Operator quite a lot with the Jett, and you want to get it in the first 4 to 6 rounds maximum. And in the first round, you always play A. In the second round, you also always play A, and then from the third round, you position based on the whatever enemies did, based on the economy, their patterns, etc., etc. Now, when it comes to the team comps, enemy team comp is pretty shit for the attack, and especially in this match, we should be pulling out the Operator quite a lot, because they don't have a single initiator, you know, and against this team comp, you really wanna pressure the enemies in main areas of the maps a lot. When it comes to everything else, you know, it's pretty default stuff. They don't have any flashes as well, so we can play a lot of off angles and a lot of positions with a dash ability. And yeah, that's pretty much it. Your team comp, you know, okay, fine for both attack and defense. Like, we don't have a single problem except maybe like we have a Gecko in the team, so you know, Gecko flash is not really the best recon ability in the game, but at least we have something to get the information about about the enemies. Then when it comes to like, and you know, in this match, we really need to pull 8 or 9 rounds on a defender side if you want to have a fun time on the attack, because they have 2 sentinels, and playing attack against 2 sentinels on Ascent is really hell of a time in ranked solo queue. Another thing I would recommend you is like zoom out the map a bit. Like you really want to see more of the minimap. Like you don't want to guess what's happening on the left side and how many enemies are there and where are the enemies exactly. Like if you want to use the rotating map, is this a rotating map that is centered? You need to lower down the zoom quite a lot.
Yeah.
Quite a lot. Now in the first round with Jett, you have literally 2 options. I mean, okay, I lied. You have like 4 or 5 options how you can play the first round. But the top 2 ways how you should play first round with the Jett is number 1, obviously, ghost shorty or a classic shorty strategy, where basically you drop a shorty here, get a classic light shield or get a ghost, start in the aim and area of the map. In the aim and area of the map, your main job is just getting the information and going for one dead zone shot. Like you're not committing to this fight, you're not, you know, fighting here until you die. We're literally just getting the info, trying to pressure the enemies, trying to bait out as much utility as possible from them. Like for Phoenix to maybe use 1 flash or for, I don't know, Sova to use a dart or whatever. But they don't have a Sova in this match. You do this, pull away into the enemy smoke, enemies are closing the doors, you pick up the shorty, kill this guy, dash away, pick up the ghost, destroy the doors, go for the retake with a numbers advantage. And all of the variations, you know, like what if the enemies go short, what if the enemies do this, do that, I explained in the playbook that you have the access to. And the second way is like get a bandit. Fuck the ghost, man. Like get a bandit and a smoke for the first round. And basically with a bandit, you know, we're just fighting. There's no real strategy. Like you're just jiggle picking this angle, trying to get this pick or trying to get this pick. Then when the enemies are coming, you can maybe activate the dash ability, go for another shot, and then you position based on how many teammates you have with yourself, and of course, like whether or not you want to overcommit to defending the site. Now, what's really important on Ascent that we're probably going to talk about later is how you play around the rotating doors, and probably in one of the rounds, like we're going to have a chance to mention that. So here, you know, in this first round, immediately what we can see is that our Phoenix is ready to go for the play. If you have a teammate that you think is going to play aggressively, get ready to swing with that guy, and let's play with our Phoenix.
Yeah.
Thanks, baby.
Can you jump it?
Okay. Listen, in the first round, on the first contact between your team and the enemy team, just make a rotation. Don't try to be too smart in ranked solo queue especially when it comes to the first rounds. Like the first rounds, 90% of times is gonna be a 5-man push somewhere, or there's gonna be maybe one enemy that is lurking and flanking somewhere. But who the fuck cares about that guy? If my Killjoy and Gecko die in the first 10 seconds of the round. So basically, your teammates give you the info here. There's footsteps B. Fuck it. Knife in the hands. Send it. Just go. Don't second guess yourself what to do.
I'm waiting for you guys.
70 kills on me.
One shot to join.
Yeah.
I'm waiting for you
Switch
guys.
one.
Do you have flashes, Phoenix?
One shot.
Spike planted. Blocking sight.
Lane one.
Enemy spotted. B.
Main one, I think. One lane.
Okay, not bad. From your side, literally nothing better that you could have done. We ate that Phoenix flash. It's gonna happen. Literally, you play this round as best as you could have, to be honest.
Okay.
The only difference here is this doubt thing that you had. Like, maybe if you rotated a bit faster, maybe we could have took some kills. Maybe we could have surprised the enemies in some kind of a way. I don't know what would have happened. But in the first round, like, you never wanna try to play
Hesitate.
too smart. You know, because players in ranked are not smart. Oh, especially in Europe, players are not communicating whatsoever. Like the call out, either there's no call out and they just group up together in one area of the map and they just push it, or it's like, hey guys, let's do A push, A split, B push, that's it. So here, you got this call out, you're running, like already, you know, here, you're close to the Killjoy, or close to refragging your Gecko, for an example. So these 4 or 5 seconds that you wasted could have been a difference whether or not your Gecko dies alone, or you are there to actually refrag your Gecko and potentially kill the enemies through the smoke with the dash ability.
Yeah.
And that's pretty much it. Everything else was pretty good shit from you. I love here that you played a bit more disciplined, waiting for the Killjoy to destroy the doors. There's really no reason to use a dash through here because you have absolutely no idea whether or not enemies are holding you, where are the enemies exactly, so it will be way too risky. This was a really good shit by you. Like, very good entry. You flicked left and right pretty decently. I don't know. We got the info that we should have gotten at that moment of time. And, you know, this Phoenix Flash is just, you know, regular stuff in ranked solo queue that you're gonna eat quite a lot. Okay, second round, you always play around the A short and A site. Always, no matter what happens in the first round. And if you lose the first round, just play classic shorty strategy. Simple as that.
Okay.
Like, just drop a shorty here. Once again, you're just baiting the enemies and trying to pull away. Try to pull away, like, as much util as possible from them. Like, make them waste maybe a flash or one molotov or something while they're taking this space. And then just with a shorty, fuck up a guy that is going for the door switch. Try to get a kill there. Try to make a numbers advantage and trade yourself for one kill. Secondary option, you know, since Bandit is fucking amazing, especially on claustrophobic maps, where you're gonna be fighting a lot in 0 to 10 meters, get a Bandit. And this round, once again, you can play with a Bandit. Maybe you can, you know, once again, jiggle pick the main area of the map. Maybe you can hold this guy and try to surprise this enemy and get a kill onto him. Really up to you, depending on the sound, noise that you're hearing at that moment of time. So let's see how you are gonna play this one. Fuck the Sheriff, since the Bandit is in the game, like literally even in these eco rounds, especially on a defender side, you choose how you want to fight. You choose where you want to fight. You have the options to go for multiple death zones, for multiple jiggle picks, like to do whatever you want to do. Like 8 bullets that are a bit faster, that can still one-shot the enemies with a light shield, they can still one-shot the enemies on almost any range on Ascent, and that can one-shot the enemies on 0 to 10 meters. It's still better than having 6 bullets that are slower, you know, and then it's still better when you pair like a Bandit and a smoke, and now you have the option to isolate enemies in 1v1 fights and to go for the retakes, to do whatever you want, to make the cover for yourself, rather than playing a Sheriff without a smoke. Okay. What you try doing here is totally fine. Yeah, brother, like, which sense you're on this, in this one?
I was 0.136, 3200 DPI.
Just a second, I dipped you for a second. 0.2, right?
Oh, no, this was like right before.
This was 480, okay.
Yeah.
Because, brother, like, you know, dude, like, it looks like you really need to work quite a lot to do micro corrections on this sensitivity. Like, you know, like, you need to be so precise. It is insane, man. Like, I don't know. I mean, you can see this skipping that you have in your aim. Like, it just looks uncomfortable. You know?
Yeah.
It just looks mega uncomfortable for you. And when you review, like, basically, when you're choosing sensitivity for yourself, like, just review one deathmatch from yourself and see how much, like, does the way that you aim... Sorry, I just had an XQC moment. So like, does the aim looks natural to you? Like, basically, how much you need to work to actually get the kills.
Okay, yeah.
Because here, like, I mean, there's a very huge margin of error on this sensitivity for you to miss a shot. A very, very, very small amount of players can actually get away with this sensitivity and actually play really well on it. And that amount of players is like 0.01% or maybe even lower, to be honest. Because in Valorant, having an EDPI above 360 is already completely unnecessary for 99% of the players. So yeah, I mean, like... Now listen, even though this is an eco round, and you should be committing to the fights a bit more and forcing the fights. Like, whenever you end up alone on the A site, like, never position yourself back on the site unless you have, once again, some kind of a strategy how you want to get the kills. Because once the enemies close the doors, once the smokes are down, once the executes begin, like, once there's, I don't know, like, Valet saturate ability coming in your face, Killjoy and Nanoswarms are flying, Cypher camera is going in, mixed stuns are flying down. I mean, you know, you really need to work a lot to get those kills. Even though we're 4v5 in this eco round, anyways, in this second round, like, what is your main priority? Your main priority is, like, to get as many kills as possible and to try killing all 5 enemies even if you lose the round. So it literally doesn't matter if you win or lose this round. The only thing that matters is that you damage the enemy's economy, we're building up the ultimate, and we're building the strong economy for ourselves while in the same time damaging the enemy's economy. So, you know, here, instead of positioning on the site, you should have went into the short and just hold an angle like this. And basically, through the smoke, just trying to get the kills and trying to apply some damage as the enemies are going for the switch, or potentially trying to wallbang the enemy that is going for the switch. You know, even if you don't get a kill there, we're probably going to apply some damage. We can wait for our teammates to rotate, and then go for a 4v5 retake. We're not going to win this round. Like, there's no fucking way. Especially after the Phoenix died, like, our chance of winning this round is, like, below 20%, or maybe even lower. But that's not the point of this round, anyways, in Valorant. Like, the whole point is just for you to get as many kills as possible, and to win this round with a, you know, like, with potentially 4 or 5 enemies dead. Lose round, whatever, finish the round. Okay. Now, for the third round, you basically position yourself purely based on... I mean, listen, like, when it comes to that aim duel against the Valet, like... I mean, as I said already, like, the sensitivity on which you're playing, like, you really need to be a top 0.001% of player to properly manage that sense in Valorant.
Makes sense.
Like, for both Valorant and CS2, like, that is a way too high EDPI. And I can just feel immediately in the VOD that you just feel uncomfortable. Like, it doesn't feel natural whatsoever. Now, for the third round on Ascent, you purely position based on the enemy's economy and what they did in the previous rounds, and based on their ultimate status as well. So, first round they went B, second round they went A, they won both of these rounds. In the third round, we're playing on the B side, guarding the B main area of the map, period. Like, that is the only read that we have onto the enemies. So right now, what you should be doing, because enemies don't have a single flash and a single recon ability, is simply holding this tight angle, as tight as your reaction time allows you, trying to get the first pick, like just one bullet, one burst fire. We're not overcommitting to the fight whatsoever. Then with the dash ability, we can re-engage the enemies, try to get one more pick here, and then once you dash away, we position onto the third fight, onto the third angle from which we want to get a fight. The third angle can be whatever you want. Like, it can literally be the speedway, basically just hiding here, destroying the Cypher's camera and waiting for the enemies to scale in, and creating some crossfire setup with your teammates, or peeking the enemies on timing and killing them. The third angle can be this upper position in the CT. We can play it as a drop-down angle, where we have a lot of safety, and we can just do this and then reset, try killing the enemy Jett that is moving towards the switch, then moving into the side with a smoke, if our teammates are on the site, and we need to support them. It's really up to you, and based on, of course, like, how your teammates are playing on the B side as well. Like, most of the rounds on Ascent, you will be starting around A main, B main, and A short. Like, market start is the start that you pick when you want to get the kills once you have some kind of an idea how the enemies are playing the round and what they're doing in the match. A market start is also a start where, like, it's a gamble start, you know, like, I have no fucking idea where the enemies are gonna go. Okay, I can start in market and just play fast rotations left and right, and, you know, I'm never gonna be wrong. I can be ready to support my teammates really fast on both Ascent and B side. But in this round, like here, you know, first round B, second round A, best gamble B side. Now, when it comes to this angle holding technique, like, basically holding the angles as tight as your reaction time allows you. First of all, you always want to pull yourself from the angles as much as you can, like this. And you're tightening up the angle based on your current reaction time. So, if your reaction time is this, you hold it like that. If your reaction time is this, you hold it like this. So, what is your goal when you're holding these tight angles? Your goal is not to get a kill every single time, but you should be able to get a kill on an angle like this 3 out of 10 times. So that is how much you want to tighten up the angles. Like, just ask yourself, can I get a kill if I hold the angle this tight 3 out of 10 times? Or you can just experiment in the game. You know, the next 10 matches you play, hold some of these angles tight, and you can kind of get a feeling of how tight you need to hold the angles in order to get the kills. And that's probably also the enemy's reaction time in that specific lobby. You know, for an example, I can get a kill on an angle like this on a normal ping 3 out of 10 times, you know? But also, the Radiant players can kill me on an angle like this 3 out of 10 times. So this is like we call this in Valorant a 70-30 type of an angle and type of a fight. Like, you have 70% of chances of nothing happening. We're mainly holding the angle like this to potentially get a kill and to get information about the enemies. And once again, to force them to use some kind of an utility if you're already, you know, playing this area of the map alone so early in the match in an anti-bonus round, essentially. And then with the dash ability, you can do whatever the fuck you want once you get the info, because that's the whole point of playing Jett on a defender side. You either want to aggress the enemies in some combination with your teammates' utility and with the dash ability, or first you want to get a safe information about the enemies and then activate the dash and try to shit onto the enemies and get a safe pick.
Yeah.
Just tried Chamber for the first time and it had a 28-14 game and it was really fun. Brother, Chamber is like still one of the best agents in the game. Like S tier easily. Like and the amount of freedom you have with Chamber, like you don't have that level of freedom with any agent in Valorant.
Do you chose smoke here?
Pulling a judge here, I mean, I understand. I mean, it's okay, but the thing is, like, even though you have money only to get a Vandal and Light Shield, I will still get a Vandal and Light Shield in this round, because why not? But it's not a bad idea. Just one tip I want to give you is when you have money and you want to buy a judge on a defender side, buy the judge, buy the heavy shield, buy the bandit, and the rest of the money invest into the utility. Because when you're playing the shotguns with the Jett on a defender side, you mostly just need one smoke. You know, that if you use that one smoke correctly to get into the enemy's face, to get out, get in, etc., it's usually plenty enough if you're efficient enough with that smoke. But having the bandit with yourself is really good, like, because if you end up in some medium range fights, long range fights, you're not useless. You know, like, bandit is still bandit is an amazing weapon in Valorant. Literally top 5 weapons at this moment of time, considering how much it costs, basically.
Yeah.
Now listen, whenever you're playing shotguns, it doesn't matter which strategy you're executing, where you're playing, like, you're always trying to get the info about the enemies before you pull out the shotgun. You're always trying to bait out some enemy's utility before you pull out the shotgun. So even if I want to fuck up the enemies, let's say here, with a judge, and I'm asking for the cubby position smoke from my teammates, like, you should be starting the round like that. You should be starting the round by either jiggle peeking this angle or holding it tight, just going for one shot, one dead zone peek, basically, baiting the enemies a bit to run you down a bit faster. You know, like, when the enemies see that you have only a bandit or a classic pistol,
they're gonna push.
Like, just if they don't, I XQC mode today. If they don't think fast enough, if they just play purely based on their instincts, like, they're probably just gonna run you down like imbeciles, and you can just mow them down with a judge. But the main reason why you're doing this is you don't want to give all of this space for free. You don't want to, like, let the enemies walk down here and then they explode onto the bomb site. Like, there are a few examples where you don't want to do this. For an example, like in A short, you always need to start here or here. Basically, like when you play with the shotguns and you cannot really bait the enemies with a pistol. When you're playing in the garage on Haven, for an example, you need to start the round by just holding the get edge with a shotgun. You cannot be peeking out with a classic pistol and then pulling a shotgun. But on most of the angles and most of the bomb sites and areas of the maps, you first want to bait the enemies, pull out some utility from them, make them run, get the info how many enemies are there, and then pull out the judge.
Okay. Do you chill a smoke here? If I hear steps.
Not to mention that, you know, in this match, enemies have Cypher. So for an example, the most common Cypher play is to put a camera right there when they're executing a bomb site. So we need to be ready to also destroy that camera, and then we can pull out the judge.
Okay, yeah. A lot mid link. Pushing up, it's a beast.
You see, right now, the problem that we have is you really don't know, like, what type of a split enemies are doing right now. You don't know how many enemies are in the B main, actually. Because if there was only one enemy in the B main, and enemies are, let's say, doing a 1-4 split. Let's say in the B main right now, there's only Killjoy. Run down that guy. You know, fuck it. Like, for example, you see only Killjoy here. Fuck it. Let's kill that guy immediately and be done with it. But now, you know, we don't really know what's happening. If your teammate in the market dies, and enemies are actually doing a 1-4 split, it's gonna be interesting positioning on the bomb site right now.
I think.
Yeah, pushing me too.
Will it back up?
Okay, listen. Whenever you're forced to hold the angle, like, sorry, today I just forgot how to speak. In Valorant, like, whenever you're holding the angles with the shotguns, like, you never want to hold the angles like this, where the circle is a bit further away from the wall from which you're holding that angle. Like, if you're not getting the audio from the enemies, like, you don't know how enemies are gonna peek, whether it is gonna be a slow peek, jiggle peek, or something like that, you always want to put 1/5 or 1/4 of that circle instead of the wall. So that you're not, like, so if enemies go for some kind of a jiggle peek, or a slow peek, or something like that, like, you don't have this margin of error, where, like, potentially, majority of your bullets might miss that target, and not go into that target. Like, this is not really the best angle to show, like, what would, a bit better example would be, like, let's say A short, for an example. Like, you're, in A short, you're never hugging the wall, you're always holding it a bit more diagonally, like this. And we're putting the crosshair like this if you don't hear the enemy's footsteps. So when the enemies go for a slow peek or a jiggle peek here, and you go for a shot like this, these bullets are penetrating the target, dealing additional damage, and majority of the bullets are going to go into the enemy's body. But if you pre-fire the enemies, let's say I'm holding the angle like this, and I pre-fire the enemies, then if the enemies stop here, for an example, like, only a few dots are going to go into the enemy, and all of these other bullets are going to be completely wasted, and you don't even have an option to kill the enemies with one shot, even if they have a light shell, for an example. So whenever you're holding angles with the shotguns, usually you want to curve yourself a bit towards that angle to avoid the enemies, you know, like, pre-firing you like this. Like, you're just trying to fuck up their crosshair placement a bit, and their peekers and angle perception advantage. And the crosshair should be placed instead of the wall for, like, 1/5 or 1/4, depending on the angle that you're holding. But if you hear the enemies and you think they're gonna run you down, then you position your crosshair based on how fast you think enemies are gonna swing.
Makes sense, yeah.
I mean, the play was okay, but the execution was just terrible. Like, that's the problem here. I mean, listen, like, if you're already here, only the enemy Killjoy here, like, and you only see the Killjoy, and we already pre-assumed at the start of this round that only Killjoy is playing in the B main area of the map, based on all of the footsteps and all of the sound that we got. Rather, just drop a smoke here and just jump onto the guy, and we can use a dash ability after we kill the Killjoy to simply reset for another fight, or to, with a smoke, just dip out and get away. Like, you just didn't need to complicate this round so much. Like, the Killjoy was super close to you. Drop a smoke, run her down. With the dash ability, you can reset towards the wall once you kill the Killjoy, and then decide what you want to do next and how you want to fight. We can put a deeper smoke, maybe re-engage the enemies, You can put a deeper smoke and maybe dip out and get out of here. Really up to you. That was a very interesting kill.
Mid.
The problem with this round is that, you know, if you got this early info in the B main that only Killjoy is here, we could have killed this Killjoy a long time ago, completely fuck up the enemy's like information in the B main area of the map, and already based on that info, we will know that rest of the enemy team is like just in mid or A main, and we could have started a rotation like long time ago, and our Killjoy, our own Killjoy, would not be dead at this moment of time.
That's true.
So that's the only problem here.
One enemy remaining.
60.
Also?
Yep. No, like to manage this sensitivity, you need a lot of aim training, but a lot. Like you know, the stuff that you're doing might not be enough even. Like to be honest, like I don't know. Like so basically, you're playing on was it like 1600 DPI, right?
Now it's 1600. In this VOD, this was 3200.
Okay, and it was like
it's
145, right?
Like 138 or 136.
138. I mean, like, yeah, if you're a wrist tamer, like, but still, when a target is moving in these long-range fights,
Yeah, I can see what you mean.
the problem with this sense is like you need to have a really good tension management to pull it off, and I don't know like how good is that for you, because it doesn't look good in the VOD, at least like for now.
Yeah, no, it's not too good. I'm a bit shaky, so it makes it even worse, I think.
The bottom line of your sensitivity is just is completely unnecessary for Valorant. You know, like literally, like that's the bottom line. Like really, you don't need to have that much speed. Even if you're just a wrist tamer, you don't need to have that much speed to do every single flick and every single fight that you want to take in this game. Now, story is very simple. Like first round, B, second round, A, third round, the B split, fourth round, you're playing around the A short, around the A site, and you know we have two options. We can try contesting the enemies on mid from the A short, or we can take the full aim and area of the map with the Omen Paranoia, Omen Smoke, and our Phoenix in our team. When it comes to the enemy ultimate status, we have nothing with which we can actually read the enemies. So probably the best play right now, because we don't really know in this round if the enemies are going to take the mid control, if they're going to go for the A split or the just straight up A push, is just taking the tiles, holding this angle in this way, trying to get a kill there, and just reacting on the sound and info that enemies are feeding us with at that moment of time.
If they're in. Okay.
I don't really know what are we doing.
Yeah.
Can you explain to me?
We were just waiting for them to commit on side so we could swing together. I don't know. I don't think that was good though.
Listen,
we need early info.
If you already want to do some kind of a passive strategy like this box right now on Ascent in 2026 is a god angle, essentially.
Okay.
Because for some reason, in 2020 and 21, everyone was spamming this box, clearing it like this was a spot that you never ever play, to be honest. In 2026, like players don't give a shit about this box. Like even when they end up here, they don't clear angles like this. They just swing out, completely disregarding that position, for an example. Or they're pre-aiming the lower. So, if you already want to have a double swing with the Phoenix, play here, wait for the enemies, pre-aim the switch, guy, the enemy hits the switch, you swing out, take a kill on that guy, and it's a very easy kill because that guy is mega giga overexposed. Like this guy needs to think about box, sight, this, Charlatan coming out with a judge, for an example. Like he is under a lot of pressure. Like he needs to be such a good aimer to, you know, just kill you there. Or he needs to be completely pre-aiming that position, which usually doesn't happen.
Alright, flash.
Two gen.
Jesus.
Alright, flash.
Two gen.
Alright, flash.
Two gen.
What happened here? Like, did you lag out? Like, what was this? Like, it's like
I know.
it's like you are playing on 100 ping and not me, man. Like, what the hell?
I sometimes get lag spike. I don't have fiber to my network.
One gen.
No, man. Like, these fights are just criminal, to be honest. Like, when it comes to the strategic point of this round, playing behind the box would have been the best play. Literally, like that play would have given you a free kill onto at least one enemy. At least one enemy.
Sure.
And you would have gotten the most out of your dash ability. But from the mechanical standpoint, rather like you know, tension management is 0. Micro corrections are 0. And once again, this is a very, very rare occasion where like sensitivity might be a huge part of this problem. Like 99% of times, sensitivity is not the problem for the players. Like literally 99% of the times. People are just overthinking it a lot, like they're using a default normal stance for Valorant and they think, you know, changing stance is gonna do something. But for you, I don't feel that you're comfortable whatsoever. Like I just feel that you're aiming based on how you feel. You know, like you're not even trying that much.
One gen.
One box.
Okay.
Yeah, sorry.
Alright,
I'm gonna take my turret back actually.
Okay, let me explain the thought process in this round. So, enemies have the Killjoy ultimate. Killjoy is gonna... when the enemies have the Killjoy ultimate on Ascent, chances are 80% and above that the enemies are gonna go for the 5-man push on B, or they're gonna try to do some kind of a fake with the Killjoy's ultimate. But the best gamble is to start on the B side. Now, when the enemies have the Killjoy ultimate, especially if you're playing some kind of if you're playing an eco round, you play as a kamikaze. Like, your job is not to defend the site. Your job is not to stay on the site. Your job is just to go in and try to trade yourself for 1 or 2 kills. How can we achieve that? Get a shorty, get a smoke, get a bucky, get a smoke. As soon as the enemies start running down B and they plan the Killjoy ultimate, smoke dash into their face, try to get 1 kill, 2 kills. That's it. In the full buy rounds, we should be aggressing the enemies in the B main and taking the full B main control depending on what type of teammates we have with ourselves. Like here, for example, we can use the Phoenix Flash, Omen, Deep Omen Smoke, for an example here. Gecko Flash, and just completely take the full B main control from the enemies and deny that ultimate plant. Also, another thing, your Phoenix can actually destroy that Killjoy's ultimate with a Molotov and wall placed through this wall right here. But I don't know how well the Phoenix is gonna place his utility to actually destroy the Killjoy ultimate, so I will not gamble on that shit. I mean, I don't know what we're doing here. Like, if the Killjoy puts a deep ultimate onto the left side, I mean, we're pretty much cooked in this round, no? Like, what are we gonna do then?
Then we just have to go off site and they're gonna kill us on the way, when we're rotating off site.
I mean, if you already got a bandit, once again you should have played a bit more aggro. Because why not? I mean, this stack on the B side is a really good idea, and I like it quite a lot, based on info that you got. But, you know, like, from the previous rounds. But we should have started here trying to apply some pressure, trying to get 1 kill before the enemies plant that ultimate. And I would just avoid staying on the side. Like, I would just instantly go towards the CT, try to spam the enemies with the smokes, try to get some kills like this, but we just can't play on the site.
Yeah, okay. Need a jump pick or something?
Yeah, and once again, what fucks us up in this round is just, you know, that zero info we have in the B main area of the map. And plus we know that enemies might go for some kind of a B push.
Yeah.
Okay, well.
I know exactly where you are.
Very good kill there on the Cypher.
Got him. Got him.
Okay, from your side, you know, decent round, to be honest. Like, you once again, you got the most you could have gotten there.
Because can you do it like instantly?
Yeah.
Now, in this round, like, yes, you know, as even though enemies still have a Killjoy's ultimate, like, basically, you always prioritize the enemy's patterns of pushing over their ultimate status most of the time.
Yeah.
So, like, you know, here, if the enemies are already every round going A, B, C, D, E, F, G, just position in the A, B, C, D, E, F, G way and start countering the enemies. And the setup we have here is great. Plus, you know, usually players, when they have the Veil ultimate, they like to run it down A more often rather than B. So yeah, that's pretty good. Is Chamber to Radiant challenge still up to date? Because first video was pretty buff. We finished that series. We got Radiant with 55% win rate, and that was done like what, in 2024? A bit unnecessary, you know, like, and the only reason why it's unnecessary, but we have a Phoenix with ourselves. We have Omen Paranoia, Omen's one-way smoke, Phoenix with a Molotov, Phoenix with 2 flashes, and our dash ability to stop the enemies. You know, if this was some kind of an eco round, where you don't have a Phoenix with yourself, and you want to go for some aggressive play with the ultimate in the aiming area of the map, sure, fine. Be my guest. Do this shit. But this is too much of a gamble for the full buy round where you have the Omen and Phoenix with yourself trying to defend the aiming area of the map. Like, why would we, you know, why would we do this? Like, there's really no reason.
Yeah. Like instantly? True.
Yeah.
Like, basically, like, when you're playing rounds in Valorant, like, you always wanna focus on efficiency above anything else. You know, like, and you wanna focus on like, how can you maximize the output of your teammates as much as you can. Like, in this example, for an example, you know, first of all, using the ultimate as a main weapon, obviously a good idea, and we should do that to save our economy. With the Jett, as soon as you get the ultimate, you want to instantly use it in that round to save the economy for the future rounds, and to build up a secondary ultimate for the rest of the match, for the rest of the half, yeah, faster. But here, you know, there's just no reason to do that. But even though, you know, we wasted our dash ability a bit here, good information, if nothing else. You know, enemies every round were playing together as 5. They only had one guy that was flanking and lurking. So right now, you have 2 options. Option number 1 is fully reset the round. Go into the CT for a fast rotation, play with the Omen, maybe through mid, and that's it. Option number 2, double flank, double lurk. And the best option right now would be that double flank, double lurk with a Phoenix. And one thing that players underestimate the most in ranked solo queue is the possibility of 2 players being behind. Like 2 players lurking and flanking. Like, one player plays fast, second player plays slow, like he's basically a joker card. In this example, maybe you can just run it down while Phoenix is walking behind you, or at this moment of time he should be running, but when we get close to the enemies he should start walking. And even if you die, chances that enemies are going to expect a Phoenix as well there are going to be pretty fucking low in ranked solo queue. So here, for example, the best idea is just to run it down with the Phoenix. You know, let's clear the top mid, let's see if anyone is lurking, flanking, let's clear the enemy spawn, then we clear the tiles and, you know, like, this area of the map, and then, you know, one player is playing slow, second player is playing fast, and that first player is basically a joker card. They can easily pull this round.
You should run.
They're hiding.
But now there's a but here as well. If your Phoenix doesn't want to come with you, and you don't communicate to your Phoenix that you want to go for this play, go back. Fuck it.
Yeah, that would have been
Go back. Don't go further anymore. Like, it's just too much of a risk, unnecessary risk completely, and it is absolutely not worth it.
You should run.
Yeah, I mean, it's also pretty interesting for you aiming in this close range duels with this sense.
They're hiding.
Yeah.
R2 and I.
Okay, ulting B.
So, you know, the info that you got right now for your teammates is that enemies probably went for the fake with his Killjoy's ultimate. So, I would probably tell my teammates not to rotate onto the B set and to basically stick to their positions. Because why would there be a melee in the A main while the ultimate is literally on the opposite part of the map? So, what your teammates are doing right now is pretty good. And, you know, that's the comms that you should have given them. The only problem here is, like, everything that you did here was really unnecessary, you know, for the round that that we are playing.
Like, two is going. So,
Okay. Okay. So, 2 times in a row, enemies send the round onto B side. We use the rule of 3 executes to pre-assume that in this round, enemies are gonna go A. So in this round, you wanna play op. Sure, fine. Do it. But this round, you should be taking that A main area of the map again.
Okay.
Like, I don't know if... Did I share with you the videos? Like, some videos?
Yeah.
You-
I saw 2 of them. And I took some notes.
So basically, in one of the videos, I explained, like, the most important 7 rules that you should be using in ranked solo queue to read the enemies. And I went through all of the rules and how to use them, how to combine them, and, like, what does each rule mean. So basically, you have, like, AB rule in ranked solo queue. You have the rule of fear. You have the rule of 3 executes. And then you have your position based on the map that you're playing. I explained that as well. Based on economy, based on ultimate status, and based on tendencies as a rule number 7. So, like, these 7 rules in ranked solo queue will give you, like, 80% of chances of reading where the enemies are gonna go next. As long as you're focused on the game that you're playing and you're actually trying to read the enemies. And as a Jett player, like, you really need to be 80% of times right where the enemies are gonna go next, because your main power is actually using that, you know, that movement and that dash ability and updraft to get the picks from all of these off angles and to make an instant numbers advantage for your team. So in this round, you know, 2 times in a row, enemies went B. In the 3rd round, we need to apply the rule of 3 executes, because all of these rules are based on what works the most in ranked solo queue, number 1. Number 2, based on the average player's tendencies in ranked solo queue, like how an average player thinks in ranked, and what type of mentality they have. Like, it's very important, like, you know, whenever you're, like, playing any game, like, that you start understanding and you start asking yourself, like, how do players usually think in different sequences of that game? Because a lot of, you know, when it comes to ranking up in any video game, a lot of the stuff that you do to counter the enemies and to get the kills, get the wins, get the advantage, etc., is purely based on patterns and based on, like, a mental aspect of the game that you're playing, and then what type of average playstyles players developed along the years in that specific game.
Yeah.
So here, yeah, you know, like, pulling out the operator, sure, fine, you know, very good idea. But there's only 2 things that you should be doing here. Either guarding the tiles and mid-area of the map like this, and once again, being more focused towards the A set push, or in the A main area of the map, holding this angle or this angle, and going for the peak with the dash ability to kill the enemies below. Or with the Phoenix, once again, we can combine something, I don't know, like he can throw a Molotov, a flash, and we go for a double swing, double peek. Especially in this round, chances that enemies go A are, like, I would say 95%. And the reason is not only the rule of 3 executes, but also mix and melee ultimate. I mean,
Yeah.
it's a bit easier getting real value out of the mixed ultimate on A rather than on B. On B side, there's more corners. Usually, you know, like, players don't play on the site that much, or that, you know, there's not gonna be, like, two or three players playing on exactly on the bomb site. But when the mix does the ultimate, let's say on the Ascent for an example, and Vele is dashing in, I mean, this ultimate pretty much covers the whole fucking site, like, to be honest.
Yeah, I see.
One kill that you can probably get here is maybe onto that one guy that is always lurking and flanking. So, here, you know, if enemies take the A site, you can still make a numbers advantage by potentially killing that one lurking enemy, and that guy is probably either top mid or in the tiles at this in this specific round. Now, when it comes to this bottom mid peak, keep in mind that you never activate the dash ability when you're peeking the enemies that are top mid. Like, when you're peeking the enemies here, you always do this, take this angle, and here you go for one shot, and then you activate the dash ability to re-peek the enemies again. You take a kill or a shot, whatever, and you're dashing diagonally towards the pizza.
Okay.
So that is the positioning, repositioning, and dash output that you need to do when you're getting into this position, because you know, escaping only with a smoke is always a bit of a risk. I mean, enemies can just spam you and kill you, to be honest. Also, you're pretty much wasting your dash ability early on. You know, what if the enemies are not here, or they're not even peeking from top mid? They're not even on mid whatsoever. Once again, I just wasted a dash ability for pretty much nothing. And it's pretty safe, you know, getting into this position. Like, you know, you can just instantly do it and just take that angle.
Blocking sight.
One mid.
He's just top mid.
Blocking sight.
One mid.
He's just top mid.
Also, one more. No, today full on like stuttering mode, charlatan, bro. Like, I forgot how to speak. So, these angles you always hold with a double zoom, always with a double scope. Like, it is 10 times easier doing micro corrections and actually noticing the first enemy pixel where the enemies appear than with a 1x scope.
Yeah.
Like, use a 1x scope only if the scope is blocking your vision onto some of the angles, or if you're fighting the enemies in, you know, close range fights, essentially, or medium range fights. But on a fight like this, you always take this position, narrow down the angle based on your reaction time, like you're trying to catch the enemy's movement from left to right. If enemies go for a jump spot, or like they go for a jiggle peek, you know, you're just relying on one type of flicks, which is literally just, you know, left flicks. You don't need to think too much. And also, like, you know, it's 10 times easier catching the enemies that are static rather than the enemies that are moving. So if enemies go for a jiggle peek here, and they stay here for a few milliseconds, you know, it's far easier doing this than holding this angle like this. And now you need to gamble with your crosshair when the enemies are gonna stop and you're trying to catch them with your crosshair on the right side.
Makes sense.
Blocking sight.
One mid.
He's just top mid. I think they're gonna do ice split now. With like the ults.
By one.
Once again, this round was pretty readable. You know, enemies are not really executing any crazy strategies on a attacker side. And whenever you play against the enemies that really don't like the mid control that much, and they're just developing these patterns between Ascent and B site, you should be able to like you know, read the enemies properly, at least in 80% of these rounds.
Yeah.
Did they miss you both?
I'm waiting for the smokes to go down.
This is one of those rounds that we call for get the fuck out of here and save. Like, it's just not worth it at this point. Like, you invested an enormous amount of money into this round. Like, winning this 3v5, put it in the bin, call it a day. Right now, enemies can have a short control. We know the killjoy is lurking as well. Like, this round, you just tell your teammates, get the fuck out of here, guys. Let's save. We focus on the next round. Like, if the match is... If it is not the last round of the match, or, like, if your economy is really good, just save. You know, just... There's no reason to risk it that much. Like, it is far better... You have far better chances of winning the next round with these weapons that we saved, rather than winning this one right here. Because if you lose this round, then the next round is probably a loss as well. You know, we're gonna have what, a bandit, basically,
Yeah.
on the teams. So like, just get away.
Yeah, it's 7, I think.
Stay down. Spike planted.
You know, like this is the biggest problem in those type of rounds. You know, like you get a kill like this, and now you give yourself and your team as the confidence to go for this retake. But I'm like 99% certain we're not gonna win this round. Like you're just gambling way too much that enemies are gonna make enormous amount of mistakes to lose this 3v4 post plant. I mean, you can do that gamble in like iron, silver, gold, bronze, all the way up to Ascendant, to be honest. Like, but already in Ascendant and low immortal, like, yeah, players are not that smart still, and you know they're prone to being over aggressive and making some really bad game decisions. But it is still a far stretch to win this round.
Yeah.
What the fuck is that, bro?
Blocking sight.
Ta! Okay, let's talk about this last fight. So, whenever you're on the rafters, and
Yep.
you don't have any smokes, any abilities to go down safely, like from the rafters, you just clear the box, you clear the generator, and you're instantly doing this. So you're practically taking the cover from under, mainly focusing on the fights up front. Once we clear these angles, then we can do this. And just focus under the site. And decide where we want to fight and how we want to fight. But during the A retakes on the tower, especially if you don't have any dash ability, smokes, nothing, like clear the boxy box, clear the gen, jump down, focus on only this gunfight right here, and then start clearing everything else. Dropping down like this, suicide. Literally, especially if you don't clear the deep gen right here. I mean, you end up in a triple or quadruple crossfire. Like a guy can be here, 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 and a guy from the aiming can be killing you.
Yeah.
Minato Oxyman.
Last player standing.
We could the most.
But I'm still thinking that it would be a much better idea if you just save that operator and now we had an op. And I mean, we would have a full buy to win this round, for an example.
Let's say. What's the we just play retake?
Just based on the previous rounds, I would still play on the B side. Like, yes, in this round it's a bit 50-50 if enemies are gonna go A or B. But if I already have 4 teammates stacking in the A site, I mean, I might just gamble on the site on which I think enemies will probably go.
Get out of my way.
But it's a 50-50 in this round, objectively speaking.
We're gonna mix it, so I think.
Especially because they have a mixed alternate still. Listen to this! So, listen. When you're peeking from this smoke, like, when do you want to peek? And who do you want to focus killing? Like, you don't want to focus on killing the Jett. Definitely.
True. I should
Like,
have just told for longer.
Just let the Jett dash in, listen to the footsteps, and your job is peeking out when the enemies are peeking out of this smoke. And with the dash ability, you're just trying to get a kill onto an enemy that is going here, you know, onto the second guy. You really cannot focus on the Jett that is dashing in. I mean, getting that kill is... You really need to be a VCT player to get that shit. Like, that caliber. Like, you know, be always realistic with yourself. So, a much safer and much more efficient way of getting a kill would be focusing on killing this guy, focusing on killing the secondary player that is moving in, dashing back into the smoke. Even if you don't get a kill, you can still try spamming the enemies here, maybe getting a kill through the smoke, I don't know.
Yeah.
Almost. This one we definitely play on the B side, without any fucking doubts, to be honest. Purely based on rule of 3 executes, like that's it. And once again, what you're doing here is not bad, because once again, like, you know, in most of the rounds, enemy says someone that is lurking, flanking, you can also focus on trying to kill this guy. But I would much rather try to stop the enemies in the main area of the map, where I'm like 90% certain that I can get the kills there, and that I can make some early advantage.
Makes sense. Yeah.
Once again, for this peak and this play, you really don't want to use your dash ability. Just take a tight angle, go for a one-tap, one burst fire, then activate the dash ability. Then with the peaker's advantage, try to get the kills. Like, positioning, repositioning process should look something like this. We try to get a kill here, then with the dash ability, another kill, dashing towards the pizza and market, and then you decide how you want to fight, where you want to fight.
Yeah.
If you're already alone down here.
Blocking sight.
Because you cannot be wasting your dash ability in this way. You know, like, your main power as a Jett player is actually the dash ability. And on the defender side, usually, when you want to activate your dash ability, is if you're going for a bit more extensive, risky play. Like, I don't know, like, you want to push mid here and take the tiles or something, I don't know, like, something like this. You need to have a dash ability with yourself, obviously. But you want to push the B-man, same shit. You want to push the A-man, same shit. But for this peak at the bottom mid, like, really, you don't need it.
Yeah, it makes sense. Yeah.
KJ and KJ.
This is something that you're also doing quite a lot. Like, you're not really paying attention on how your teammates are fighting. And, you're always positioning yourself in a way where you need to get some insane shots to get the kills. But you're 5v4. Like, our job is already done. You didn't do that job, but the job is already done. We made a numbers advantage. We have a Phoenix ultimate, 5 players alive. Okay, your Phoenix is going for a peek here. But if I peek out like this, I see the enemy Jett there. I'm gonna focus on killing that Jett with my Phoenix, obviously. Jett dashes away. I'm not getting a kill. I am combining my movement based on what this guy wanna do. So I'm not gonna overextend all the way towards the left side, being overexposed from like 5 million different angles from which I can die. I'm just gonna connect my movement to the Phoenix movement. So if my Phoenix wanna fight here, I'm gonna fight on these angles. If my Phoenix wanna drop down and extend, okay, then I can do this, for an example, because he's gonna be covering the generator and the right side for me. If my Phoenix wanna go to the left, I'm gonna go to the left as well and fight on all of the angles on which he wanna fight. But you cannot be finding yourself in a position like this where, once again, you need to hit some crazy shots while being overexposed from millions of different positions from which enemies can kill you at that moment of time.
True.
KJ and KJ.
My guy can do a 360. For this fight as well, like, whenever you can tighten up the angle safely, don't waste the dash ability for that angle. Like here as well, like, you can just walk down mid, take this position, try to go for a one tap, bump, or one bullet, whatever. Dash ability, second fight, dash away. Period.
Okay.
Let me explain, like, two things quickly to you and to everyone else, like, to be honest. So, who are the players that improve the fastest in Valorant, and the players that are the best at Valorant? Let's call it like that. So, number one, in every game that you play, and in everything that you do, especially when it comes to gaming, I mean, like, this is very, very important. It's mega important that you're having fun. Like, no matter what you're doing at that moment of time. Whether it is aim training, playing the game, losing, winning, fun is mega important. It's very important that you enjoy the whole process instead of just focusing on the end result. Because players that just focus on the end result, which is reaching Radiant in this game or going pro, for an example, will have much harder time getting better and getting like in a place where they wanna be. Like, it's good to focus on the goals, but and to focus on that end goal that you wanna have. Like, that's always good and healthy. But you need to have a healthy relationship with that goal. For an example, like, you cannot just be like, you know, today I'm gonna play 3 games of Valorant. I lost 3 matches in a row. Now I'm 3 matches away from my goal. Fuck that shit, bro. Like, every day is a day where you learn something new, where you're trying to develop yourself as a player, and it literally doesn't matter what, you know, what else is happening for you. Like, if you're not having fun, if you're not enjoying the process, and if you're not like enjoying the walk that you're having in this game, like, your mentality is gonna shift on a daily basis based on how well you perform and like how many matches you win or lose, for an example. So like it's very important that you take care of yourself, yes, and that you have fun in what you're doing. Like, for example, as soon as I stopped enjoying playing Valorant, there's a moment of time where I just started playing like 10 times worse. And even now, like, I'm playing like 10 times worse than compared to 2022. 10 times, 100% times worse I play right now than 4 years ago, when I actually enjoyed playing Valorant. Then, second important thing is like efficiency. Like, you really want to be hyper efficient at everything that you're doing. Like, from the smallest things that you do in Valorant to the macro stuff as well. Like, efficiency is mega important. So usually the best players in Valorant are the players that master all of the fundamentals of this game, basic stuff, and they become hyper efficient at executing those fundamentals. So one thing that you are, for example, struggling at this moment of time is pure efficiency of utility usage. You know, when it comes to using the smokes, using a dash ability, a lot of the times it's just a pure waste, for an example. And what you want to learn and what you want to analyze in the future matches that you play is, how can I get the most out of my smoke, dash, and updraft in every single area of every single map and in every single fight that I'm choosing at that moment of time. And this efficiency, you know, is important in everything that you do. Like, not only utility users, like, it can be like how you position yourself with your teammates, like how much you get out of each angle that you hold. Like, can you hold that angle in 3, 4, 5 different ways, or can you maybe get 3 fights out of one angle, 3 different fights, for an example. So, you know, that's something that like you're really struggling right now,
For sure.
and that needs to be better.
Next mid, next mid.
Careful, get it pushed out.
Careful.
Ow, mid-top.
I think one is in one.
Where is
Right.
he? On B side, on B side.
Shadows traveling.
40 on max.
That smoke there, for an example, like, I personally don't see a purpose of that smoke. I mean, like, you first of all, you literally cross this angle right here. Like, I don't need it. Second of all, there's 3 of us here. Brother, like, if an enemy is there, I want to take that fight, bro. I'm 3 versus 1. I want to fight there. Like, why would I be smoking off that angle? And not to mention that if enemies kill your gecko, and you end up in some kind of a retake right now, that smoke is gonna be really useful to us to isolate the angles, isolate the fights in a proper way. So you cannot just be throwing your utility left and right however you want. I love that you're using it. You know, that's a good sign. You know, it's at the end of the day, it's better if you use your utility than if you're never using it. Like, what's worse than being inefficient is just not using the abilities in a game that is hero shooter. You know, like, then you're really fucking up. You should play Counter-Strike at that point. Here, for an example, you know, like this cross that you're making right now is still pretty dangerous because I don't really know how many enemies took the space here. And having that smoke to go down safer would be nice.
Maybe the
Yeah.
two others are
Your gunfights, compared to how your teammates are taking the fights, needs to be better. When I say gunfights, I mainly mean positioning and movement. So,
Okay.
if your Phoenix is here, can you tell me, like, what is the most optimal way for you to engage the enemies with this Phoenix?
I think it's either to like double hold or maybe swing wider
Okay, so
instead of like stopping there.
you're half right, half wrong, but whatever. So, if my Phoenix is here, and he's ready to pick this fight, like, in this type of situation, where your teammate is always at the further wall, and generally in Valorant, like, whenever you're fighting with your teammates, one of the best way to be ready to refrag them and fight together with them is by always being up inside of the wall that is in front of them. Because then you're always ensuring yourself, you have an assurance that you can peek exactly at the moment of time as your teammate is taking the fight.
Okay.
And not to mention that you're abusing the maximum peeker's advantage that you can get in Valorant. So, if my Phoenix is doing this peek, and he's ready to get this fight, you have the wall in front, and your only job is to swing out when the Phoenix overcommits to the fight up front. Phoenix overcommits to the fight with a Cypher and Jett, you swing out depending on where the Phoenix body is, Phoenix body is at that moment of time. I mean, if the Phoenix goes for a bit wider swing, you obviously can just go for a fast crouch peek and do this, for an example. If the Phoenix just stays on this position, you can go one step wider and do this, for an example.
Okay.
Like, you need to pay more attention when you're taking the fights with your teammates, how you're taking these fights. Like, because a lot of the times, like, you either overextend, or in this example, I mean, like, you literally just stop exactly
maybe the two others are
on the position where your Phoenix is, and now the enemies can just, you know, spray you down, and enemies are already pre-aiming in this spot where the Phoenix was. So that's why this Cypher, you know, had a really easy time killing you as well.
Sense. Yeah.
And another problem in this fight was, like, your Phoenix was not committing to the fight. You know, like, you need to be certain that your teammate is gonna be fighting, that your teammate is gonna be fully taking that fight. So while my Phoenix is just going for love taps here and doing this shit, I can still just chill. And then when I see that enemies are shooting back and they are committing to this fight, those are free kills for you. I mean, you have a perfect crosshair placement, maximum peeker's advantage. Those should be free kills for you.
Yeah.
One enemy remaining.
Last one.
Okay, can we see the VOD? May I ask, like, what the fuck did this Jett do, bro? So she planted a spike for the stairs and for the site, and my guy played this post plant in the B main area of the map. Oh, that's
I don't
great.
know.
That's crazy decisioning. Okay. Once again, enemies have a Killjoy ultimate. Like, either it's gonna be a B fake or a B push with that ultimate.
Yeah.
Like, 90%, 80% of the times in ranked solo queue. So once again, since you're playing a full buy round, just fully cuck the enemies in B-man. Just take that B-man area of the map completely. Fuck it. We have a Gecko Flash, Omen Paranoia, Phoenix double flashes, Molotov, Omen Smoke. I mean, you have so many tools how we can push the enemies back and take that map control.
Are you gonna swap?
And even if your teammates don't want to do any of that shit, at least you can try doing something. I mean, as I already said, in this match, enemies don't have a single flash ability and a recon ability. Once again, we can just hold some angle like this, try to get a pick, then with a dash ability, another pick. Maybe you can go for a bit more aggressive play and try surprising the enemies from this angle, for an example. Like, why not? Since enemies have literally nothing to actually kill you except their guns.
Yeah, B steps.
You should run.
Blocking sight.
Might be a dodgy smoke.
So what's kind of concerning in your gameplay is if on a map as simple as Ascent and in a match as simple as this one, you're this many times wrong where the initial contact is gonna happen. Like, what the fuck are you doing on Lotus, Cave, and Summit or maps like that? You know?
Yeah.
Like maps where like that are much more complicated and bigger, like what's happening there then?
That's true.
I mean, okay, on Lotus and Haven, like you can pretty much play B side and be semi-right and just play fast rotations, but Summit, Breeze, like those are maps where like you need to be very proactive and you really need to think hard like where the enemies are gonna go next and what you should be doing.
Okay.
Found them. Turrets destroyed.
Yeah, that's one way to make numbers advantage.
I can flash stairs.
But this is a fake, no?
When the smoke drops off.
I mean, it's not a fake. Okay, so spike down. Listen. When you get up on this angle to pick the enemies that are on the site, you want to use this updraft as your teammates are taking the fights against the enemies. So, because the updraft is mega audible, enemies at the backside in the boathouse can hear this updraft. So, the whole point of this position and this peak is to create a proxy double tower setup as your teammates are taking this fight or this fight. So, in this example, what you should have done is just chill, wait, hold these angles for your teammates. Gecko, wanna take this fight, crouch, uncrouch, take the fight together with that Gecko. And always try to minimize the amount of time you spend in the air, because you're just giving more time for the enemies to react on the sound that you're giving them. Here, if you just crouch, uncrouch, you get pretty fast on this angle, reset the accuracy, and you're almost immediately ready to take a fight with that Gecko that is below you. But if you get on this position without your teammates, once again, like it needs to be an instant peek, like that basically. Or get up here just as a pressure making tool, and once again just wait for your teammates to get a contact and then rain the terror.
Okay.
Two inside, two inside.
Enemy spotted. B.
No. Lane.
Hold your main.
Terminated.
No. Lane.
I mean, here we got a bit jabaited, I'm not gonna lie. Like, I mean, I will probably go and force this fight because Gecko looked like he wanna fight, So I guess this is fine.
Terminated.
Yeah, sure. I can fight with Phoenix.
Yeah, enemies are probably gonna go A. They have the mixed ultimate, and last time they used the ultimate there, they used it on the A side. So yeah. Okay.
Smoke, Killjoy's house.
The only problem of this round is that if you continue playing this position, you will have to activate the dash ability if you want to play this off angle when the smoke expires. But to be honest, like there's no reason to play that off angle since you have a Phoenix in the vines. I mean, if you already have this type of a setup in the aiming area of the map, it is much better if you use your dash ability once you bait the enemies, and once your Phoenix goes for a flash.
Yeah.
And listen, like, whenever you're aiming for the enemies through the one-way smokes and stuff like that, always aim at their head, yes, your eyes should be focused on their legs, obviously, but you should not be aiming like this. Your crosshair should still be here. I don't know why people do that, like, and people do it across a lot of ranks in Valorant, I'm not gonna lie. One of the most obvious like mistakes that people make is like when they have this one-way smoke of Omen right here. I see tons of players aiming inside of this little gap right here instead of aiming at the enemy's head position and pre-aiming the enemy's movement. What are you shooting here? Their penises?
Yeah, I get it.
In this one, I already explained at the start of this match. Like, if enemies are giving you a contact in A short or market, and you have an option to fight with your teammates there, go there immediately. Just help your teammates out as soon as possible. Here, anyways, you have a Phoenix that can easily deal with the enemies in the aim and area of the map. But the problem is, like, if your Killjoy and Omen die, then enemies take an enormous amount of map control, and they can do whatever the fuck they want. I mean, like, you know, they can engage us from so many different locations, so many different positions, and playing that type of a round on Ascent is never fun.
Wait for me if you can.
You have flash?
Yeah, I can.
One free.
You smoked him, bro.
Sorry.
One.
Mid.
Haha, you smoked him, bro, like London French, huh?
B main.
There's one top mid.
She could be sight. She has like a double dash for sight.
Good awareness, love it. Yeah, the guy can be there. You should be holding that.
One tiles.
Okay, now we know that both enemies are in the spawn.
One enemy remaining.
Let's kill them.
Flawless.
Let's go, guys.
Very nice, very good. When it comes to everything else, you know, all of the other mistakes that you made on Ascent, or that you can possibly make on Ascent, everything is kind of covered in the ranked playbook on my Discord server. So I don't want to hindsight too much. Like, I really don't know, like, what other mistakes you might be making on this map. You can just watch the playbook later, and, you know, literally everything is covered. Like, every situation in which you might end up on this map. Overall, on defense, you know, I'm kind of scared when it comes to your decision making on defense of other maps, like when it comes to your initial positioning, because as already mentioned, like, this match was pretty simple, and we're not correct like 50% of times how we should start early the round, and then what we should do to counter the enemies. Fighting with the teammates, that is something you cannot overlook. You really need to pay more attention on your movement and positioning when you're swinging the enemies and with your allies, and when you're like taking the fights together with them. Like, you know, based on how, at the end of the day, you can maybe bait your teammates a bit more. Let them swing first, then you swing second. Like, just make sure that you can refrag them and fight together with them if you're already not certain how they're gonna peak and whether or not they're gonna peak whatsoever. And when it comes to utility usage, like, I love that you're using it, but you can be far more efficient with it. Like, you know, you're really using a dash ability in areas of the maps where there's just no reason to do it. Economy management was fine, at least on defense. You know, not that bad. Like, I don't know why you stated that as a mistake, but on defense it was okie dokie. You know, like, in all of the rounds you kind of bought like what you should be buying as a Jett player on this map, and for all of the strategies that you wanted to do, it was a pretty good idea and pretty good decision making. And on a macro level, the only criminal round was the first round. Your rotations was way too slow for the first round. And that round where you decided to updraft dash into the aim and area of the map, that was really, you know, kind of bad, considering what type of team comp we have with ourselves. Now,
True.
on attacker side of Ascent, that's where we're gonna have a lot of problems. I mean, it's 6-6 match. Winning it on Ascent against 2 Sentinels, God help you. I mean, 2 hardcore Sentinels. So, when it comes to all of the basic stuff on Ascent, on the attacker side, you really want to prioritize A site and A short more than anything else, and your secondary priority is like a market and B site. How you play the map really depends on the enemy's team composition, and team comp will tell you what enemies can or cannot do. So when enemies have like 2 hardcore Sentinels, so what are hardcore Sentinels? Everything except Chamber and Veto, they are absolutely dogshit Sentinels, and they don't even count as Sentinels in Valorant. So enemies have 2 hardcore Sentinels. In this example, they have like a Cypher and Killjoy. Time to take the mid control in almost every round. Like, doing 5-man pushes onto A site and B site even in the first round, is just way too much of a gamble. So immediately in the first round, we need to call for some kind of a 1-4 split onto the B site, or some kind of a 1-4 or 3-2 split onto the A side. It is totally fine having one teammate in A main and B main. Their only job is to clear A main and B main on timing later, like literally not that big of a task. You know, they're probably gonna get only one fight, maybe even not that, if the enemies go back to focus on the market and A short. And probably the best idea in the first round in this match would be to do a split on A, because A postplants are a bit easier than B postplants. During this A split, your teammates cannot make that many mistakes because, you know, as you're crossing the garden that is smoked off here, it's a lot easier ending up on the site. You know, I don't need to cross through this area of the map where I'm exposed from the CT, from the stairs, from this shit, from a potential peek through this smoke, etc, etc. Here, you just tell your controller, hey man, give me a smoke here, give me a smoke here, one guy lurk up through here, and 4 or 3 of you guys are just running it down short, and that's it. And for this round, as a Jett player, you can go with a bandit and smoke, you can go for a ghost and smoke, you can go for the classic light shield smoke and updraft. Updraft only because you're playing against a Cypher and Killjoy, and in most of the rounds, you will have to have updraft as a Jett player when you're playing against these Sentinels, like Killjoy, Cypher, Sage, and Vice. So yeah, let's see what you are gonna do. Also, another thing that is good in this match is that enemies really don't have any fucking tools to fight for any space on a defender side. Not a single flash, not a single recon ability, mixed as a controller. Like, we can be making pressure in A main and B main, and then pivoting the rounds depending on how fast enemies rotate and what enemies do. You know, like, still, I will not stay away completely from the 5-man executes. God forbid, I would never do that. Like, 5-man executes are the best way to micro-correct your teammates and to always adapt to every bullshit that your teammates might do. But just in the first round, like, I would not risk it. I would just go for a split.
Alright. Makes sense, yeah.
Here, you want to do a 5-man push on B against Killjoy or Cypher. Updraft dash.
Yeah.
Like, classic light shield updraft dash. Brother, first of all, you're dashing into the Cypher trips. Second of all, because they have Killjoy also, you cannot dash towards the switch in this round. Killjoy might have a full molly setup for this shit. What are you gonna do? Like, in this round, the only execute that you can do as a Jett player against this Cypher and Killjoy is this, essentially.
Yeah.
I didn't really do it that well, but you get the point.
Yeah.
Blocking sight.
Okay, just a small tip. I don't know, like, why people do this still. Like, you dash towards the switch. You don't need to do this to click the switch. You can.
Okay, you can just press. Oh.
You can look anywhere. Especially,
Okay.
especially on the A side, it is mega important because a lot of the players lose their crosshair placement by doing this. Brother, just aim towards the site, like, be ready for these fights. Enemies can kill you from 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, I don't know, 8 different angles, plus the smoke. You know, look towards the site, do this, cross this area of the map, take the cover, and then decide what you want to do next.
Okay.
Well, I said,
Let me give you one more quick tip for the B set executes. So when you end up here, and you close the switch, 90% of times, when you're playing Jett, you want to pull back. You don't want to go through the stairs anymore.
Okay.
You want to go through the speedway, or wait for your teammates, and take the stairs together with your teammates. The reason is very simple, because at the stairs, if you're alone, first of all, you're forcing a solo fight, which there's no reason to do that, especially not in the first round. Second reason is, like, you never know when the enemies are gonna spam you through the smoke, maybe peek through the smoke on timing, and once again, you don't know how well your teammates are gonna cover that peek, and whether or not you're gonna have anyone that is focusing on that peek at that moment of time. So you close this switch. Your next objective is placing your crosshair here and looking at the minimap. My teammates are mainly going through the speedway. Fuck it, I can just reset myself, leave the stairs. Who the fuck cares about that? Let's go onto the site up front. Let's take all of this space. Plant the spike. Get ready for the post plant. My Phoenix is coming towards me. Okay, I'm just gonna hold this angle. Phoenix comes. Phoenix swings this angle. You're swinging this angle together with him. And now we're fighting together with him up front.
Where they said?
So here, you just should have chilled for like 2 seconds. Looked at the minimap while you're reloading the weapon. Anyways, you're not gonna be able to shoot at the enemies. You're just reloading a weapon anyways. Phoenix is there. Let the Phoenix peek first. Let him scale up. Scale up together with him. Fight together with him. That's it.
Okay.
One down, one down.
Last player standing.
To be honest, like, this round went better than what I thought it was gonna be. And we mostly lost this round because the enemy Killjoy had... and Valet had a lifetime of a round, to be honest. Like, and our team has really played bad fights and that's it. But overall, you know, enemies really didn't have any special setup. We literally just lost the round based on raw mechanics.
Yeah.
Meaning that it would not be a bad idea, maybe the next round, to go for the 5-man push on B again. Because number one, it would be far more unpredictable, rather than changing the pattern immediately. And number two, I'm like 90% certain that enemies are gonna overstack the mid and A in the next round. Because, you know, like, always put yourself into the enemy's perspective when you're deciding where to go. So,
Yeah, true.
enemies just obliterated you on the B set right now. Like, you didn't have a chance to even come to the site. Do you think, you know, like, right now enemies are probably gonna think like, okay, players on the attack are gonna try to go A now, maybe take the mid control, I don't know, some bullshit like that.
Yeah.
Easy peasy. My ult's ready.
So if you go B on this round,
Seconds left.
there will probably be like, maybe only Killjoy and one guy in market.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
And for this eco round with the Jett, I mean, on Ascent, you have like 3 options. Option number 1 is smoke shorty and just the first enemy that you see, smoke dash, try to get a kill. Option number 2, bend it in a smoke. Pretty good fucking option for every single fight and whatever you want to do. Option number 3, Ascent specific, get a marshal, force the fights on mid. Because why not? On this map, you're always going to have someone picking A short, picking bottom mid, picking market. You can get some free picks and potential openings like that. Probably getting a bandit with a smoke is more optimal than just going for a 5-man push on A or B.
I'm gonna have it jar out a little bit.
You guys maybe want to run Cubby, I'll go late A main. They might
Pasha,
run
we'll
C.
see, man,
You
Pasha.
guys get that?
Sure.
Okay.
Time for
I'm just gonna like full walk. No, full
Brother, I was cheering for Norway the whole knockout stage. I just want to say that.
Yeah, they lost to England, so. But we got far.
Yeah, I saw it. I saw it. I saw the guys were met by a king of Norway, bro, like himself.
Yeah, just run it. Maybe
Yeah,
they're running
just
for
one.
me.
Left side, left side.
Cypher's here, Cypher's A.
Decent activation of a dash ability, not gonna lie. Like, you know, pretty risky push overall.
Way late here.
I can flash.
Love this shit. Love it. Like, I want you to risk more. I want you to play in a bit more diabolical way in these eco rounds. Very good shit.
Fight that bit. A 3.
Very good kill. And now, once again, bro, like, you just relax a bit, like, when you're fighting with your teammates and when you're swinging the enemies. You know, like, you kill the mix.
Fight that bit. A 3.
Okay.
2 more.
You know that one enemy is here. Why do you need to swing this wide?
That's true. That was not worth it.
Smoke. Go B.
I mean, in this example, it didn't matter because Cypher was reloading, you know? But in a lot of other fights that you force on a defender side, like, you just swing way too wide. You definitely need to chill, like, basically, you know, what's a good, what's a good training and method, like, to get a bit more discipline in your gameplay and to force yourself to think a bit more, is to have, like, checkpoints when you force yourself to stop. So, what can these checkpoints be? For an example, you do this execute, and you get a kill. Now, take the nearest cover that you can take that is fully safe, and just for 2 seconds look at the minimap and decide how you want to fight, where you want to fight. I don't know. You get a pick somewhere. For an example, I don't know, we kill a guy in the A main. Instead of immediately running it down, for 2 seconds, look at the minimap, ask yourself like where the enemies... I'm gonna give you the questions that you should be asking yourself and that you can ask yourself in different situations. Ask yourself those questions, at least one of them or 2 of them, and then decide what to do next. Especially if the enemies are not engaging you at that moment of time, and you need to be the one that is engaging the enemies. Like, basically, there is something... I mean, you don't need to do this, like, because I have a different training plan for you, but one training that I do with the players that are lower elo, for an example, is like a 3 seconds rule. Like, where I force the players to always think for 3 seconds before making any decision. Like, it is far better in Valorant that you're consistently making good decisions that are precise and good, rather than making rushed out decisions based on your intuition or based on your feelings. Especially when you're playing in the lobbies between like Iron 1 and Ascendant 3, for an example. Because usually in those lobbies, like, you have more time to think. You know, players are not that fast, players are not that good, you know, overall, if you account all of the ranks. And, you know, you're not gonna be countered immediately by some Sova arrows, Killjoy nanoswarms, and tons of utility, for an example. And 3 seconds is like the top, by the way. Like, you know, if you didn't find any plan for 3 seconds or a good decision to make, fuck it, then do whatever you want to do. Like, you need to make some kind of a move after that, obviously, especially if you're taking the fights with the enemies. But from a standpoint of an eco round, this is an amazing round. Like, getting 2 kills, 3 kills in a round like this, job done. Plus, not to mention that we got a lot of info already from the first 2 rounds, how enemies are positioning and where they're playing. So, listen, in the first 4 rounds of Valorant, we call these rounds the learning rounds. No matter what is the outcome of these rounds, like, you need to force yourself to get the most amount of information about the enemies. Where they're playing, what type of setups they're using, so that you have a good plan to play from the round number 5. In the first 4 rounds, anyways, like, you're usually using generic plans based on how players play in ranked, how players usually position in ranked, what type of team composition they have, and what type of team comp you have. And based on economy as well. But from the round number 5, you need to have some kind of a plan, how you want to play the rest of that match. The real problem in Valorant is not when you lose the first 4 rounds. The real problem on attack is like, when you lose the first... I mean, that doesn't matter what the fuck happens in the first 4 rounds, but you have no idea how to play from the round number 5. Then you're really autopiloting quite a lot, and you're not really paying attention whatsoever. You know, you're just playing Valorant based on, once again, feelings and not based on info that enemies are feeding you with. So, in this round here, we saw that enemies shifted up their positioning towards the A set. And as already mentioned, I knew that right now on this part of the map, there's going to be 4 enemies. And 2 enemies are going to be B, because they literally destroyed you on the B set in the first round. So, what we learned from this round is at least how the Sentinels are positioning. So we know that Cypher is definitely the A player, Killjoy is definitely the B player. We know that Mix is going to be playing around the mid quite a lot. Market and A short. He's probably, you know, going to be the A short player, so he can smoke both bottom mid and A short player, so he can smoke both B set and A set really fast. And we know that Vele is, you know, switching positioning quite a lot. But another thing that we know about Vele is that she likes over-aggressing us in A main and B main and going for these dry peaks and dry, like, jiggle peaks. So with all of that info, we can develop some kind of a plan along the way to fuck up the enemies and counter them in the future rounds. For example, you know, the best plan in this round would probably be to just do a 5-man push onto the A side. Because personally, I would rather face Cypher, especially when I'm playing Jett in these lobbies, rather than facing Killjoy. Because Killjoy with the nanoswarms, you know, if I misjudge where I should dash and how I should take the space,
then I'm kind of cooked.
I mean, I can easily get cooked by the nanoswarms. Also, like, your teammates, I don't know how much your teammates are going to be respecting a nanoswarms that last for 5 seconds now. Not to mention that Killjoy is buffed now, and her turret is also a menace and deals a lot of fucking damage. Not gonna lie. And Cypher is still like, you know, I can just updrift dash into very safe positions and at least apply enormous amount of pressure. And potentially I can kill that Cypher before the trips start doing their job in this match.
Someone holding aim bloody or something.
And the reason why it's a good idea to do a 5-man push in this round onto the A site in general is because enemies are playing a bonus round. In these rounds, you really don't want to overcomplicate. You just want to push the easiest bomb site together as 5 based on the enemy's economy. In eco rounds, like pushing B site, I mean, when the enemy's a bonus eco hull by, pushing B site is always a bit risky because there's far many more like crossfire angles, far many more angles that you need to clear, far many more chances that your teammates can die without you being able to refrag them. On A site, usually that cannot happen that often. A few days ago, we were typing play when he said Frost is working on that. Frost is gonna be gifting you the playbooks today or tomorrow. I cannot do it because for some reason my PayPal doesn't work.
Just so we can
Keep
get
it
flanked.
cool. That's how you survive.
I guess I can do it, but yeah.
What you want to do? What you want to do? Sapphire is B. Sapphire is B. Sapphire is B.
This is a diabolical plan for an anti-bonus round.
Yeah. The one-way smoke there.
And, you know, this is also, once again, a very good info for us. Like, so Vela is basically using the AB rule on a defender side. Like, and that's how she's positioning. So we can kind of predict in the next round how many players, how many players enemies are going to have on you know, on a specific part.
Yeah.
I'm just too tired. Like, that's the problem. Like, I'm just too tired.
That's fine, that's fine.
Too many coaching, bro. Like, I had like today, I already had like 2 sessions. I just can't fucking speak anymore. So, like, in the next round, based on all of the patterns and all of the stuff that we know from the first 3 rounds, there's probably gonna be 3 enemies in this part of the map. There's only gonna be Killjoy on the B side, 1 guy in the market, so it's far better idea.
So we should probably go
in the next round to go B. Exactly, like.
We didn't have to go 2 in there, unless you're gonna go back.
Lethal on lane. They both set up on the same.
I'm pushing QB.
Listen, let me give you 1 tip. So, usually what players in Valorant struggle with is how they start the round and mid-round calling. Usually at the end of the ending of the rounds, like, players make decent decisions, you know, like, unless they overheat. But mid-round calling is very important based on what's happening on the map. Whenever you make a numbers advantage on attacker's side, any 5v4, 4v3, or, so basically whenever the numbers are like this, 5 versus 4, 3, 2, 1, 4 versus, you know, 3, 2, and 1, 3 versus 3, 2 and 1, 2 versus 2, 1, you always ask your teammates to regroup into some main area of the map if we have time to do that, and we hit the bomb site like the round has just begun. Reason
so we're kind of like stronger.
Enemies,
You know, together.
enemies cannot kill us from behind in that way. We're always clearing the angles only up front. My teammates cannot make any mistake that I cannot compensate by refragging them and fighting with them. And you minimize the amount of chances that enemies might clutch up that round and win that round in some kind of a way. So here, your instant call out when Killjoy got this kill on the Jett, maybe in that Vela kill, guys, let's regroup somewhere. Now, where you should hit depends where you think enemies are playing. Once again, in this specific example, I will probably try a 5-man push on A because I would rather fight against the Cypher than fighting against the Killjoy. But at this point, it really doesn't matter since we are 5v3.
What do you guys want to do? Like,
No, you're not. Here you ask, like, what you guys want to do? None. You don't ask that. Like, you know what to do.
Yeah.
Like, guys, come aim in. Guys, come aim in.
I should,
Come
I
aim
should
in.
told them to regroup.
And in Europe, always remember, when you're talking with your teammates, it's very important that you spam your callouts a few times. Like, because in Europe, people don't respond to... in Valorant in general, you need to say the same callout 3, 4, or 5 times before your teammates even realize that you made a callout. Because everyone is so tunnel visioned onto getting the kills, onto their gameplay, onto their screen, and they don't register the callouts in real time.
Yeah.
I'm going QB.
You need to be annoying. Georgie, we'll see, man.
Cypher's B side.
Yep.
It's in market.
I really don't like how we clear these angles. I'm not gonna fucking lie whatsoever. Okay, so first of all, whenever you're playing alone in a main area of the map like this, you should never be the first contact with the enemies. Like, you're playing on timing. Like here, you know, like if you're alone in the A-main and you have like 4 teammates on mid, your teammates are the playmakers, not you. Like, your only job is to clear the A-main area of the map as your teammates are running it down through the tree towards the A site, so that your teammates cannot die from a guy on an angle like this, or from a position like this. Like, your teammates need to make the footsteps to distract this player, so that you have an easier time killing this guy and taking the full aim and control, and then connecting with them. So in this specific example, like, when do you want to start clearing the aim and area of the map? Is when your teammates start flashing and going out through this choke point. And then, you know, that
Because
sound...
if there is a guy aiming, he's gonna be distracted, and I should have a
Exactly. And also how you should have cleared this area of the map. Like, first of all, you should always be ready for these off angles. Players really like to come up here in aim-in when they lose the side control and the short control and hold an angle like this. So clear that spot. Then when you're clearing these positions, never from the closer wall. Like, you know, already here, a guy in the vines sees you and he's ready for that fight. I don't know, maybe a Cypher with the judge is holding this right now, and now he is ready for that fight. Fuck it, like, just pull yourself away from the wall, cut this angle first, then cut deeper the vines, and cut this position. Like, you're just always cutting the most common spots where players like to play. I mean, you cannot really account for a chance that someone is playing here, for an example, or here. But when you're doing a jiggle pick anyways, like, your chances of dying during these jiggle picks is pretty fucking low, unless you're really... I mean, of course, I'm not gonna jiggle pick the vines if a guy can be there, if I didn't clear that angle first. But if you already cleared, you know, like, this off angle, this spot, like, it's totally fine to do a wider peek here. Now you got the info in this whole area of the map, and now you can just proceed forward. But the real problem here is, like, when you're playing alone through these main areas of the maps, yes, we need to clear them, but the timing to clear them is like when your teammates are crossing some of these very important choke points that enemies need to guard. In Ascent example, on A shore that would be this, and on the market that would be this. Like, when my teammates are going, let's say we're doing a 1-4 split, and for some reason I'm with the Jett, like, lurking through the B-man, but whatever. Like, I would go, like, obviously I would be holding, you know, this angle from this position, but I would do this peek once they start going through this area of the map. And then I would just clear all of these angles for them. They cannot get in a crossfire, and I'm kind of connecting with them perfectly as I'm walking through this area of the map.
Cypher's B side.
Yep.
It's in market.
Is your 1-for-all aim routine good for warm-up? And when I hop off, yeah. Like, just keep in mind that every single routine that you watch on YouTube, it's a really fucking general routine. You know, from anyone. From any coach, aim coach, whatever. You know, it is not really designed for you specifically. It is designed for general player base. Like, it is good for like 80% of the players. It cannot be good for everyone. But, you know, there's a very small amount of aim routines that can, like, hurt your aim. Like, in the worst case scenario, you're not gonna improve. But you're not gonna digress, like, to be honest. So, yeah. You can try it. And see for yourself, like, for maybe, like, 1 month or 2 months.
They know I'm mid.
If it doesn't work for you, you need something else.
Okay.
Or something else is the problem. You see, like, this is a fight that you cannot take first, for an example.
Lock in sight.
Here, your only job in this same area of the map was, okay, my team has moved through this position, now I need to start clearing these angles, and I will just chill on this spot, holding the vines, until my team is making noise and distract the enemies from short. They distract the enemies from short, I can just swing out, refrag them, I mean, fight with them, and take the space together with them. Also, that's another thing I want to mention, because in my VOD reviews, I talk about this stuff a lot, and also in the private coaching videos that I'm going to share with you, I talk about the refrags quite a lot. But when I personally mention the refrags and how you should be playing with your teammates, I'm not mentioning, I'm not thinking about like this scenario where like you let your teammates peek, then they die, and then you refrag them. Like whenever you're playing with your teammates in ranked solo queue, you're playing with them with a mindset, I want to fight with them to protect them from themselves and to save their fucking life, essentially.
Okay.
So you should always be in a position and position in a way where you can instantly swing out like 0.3, 0.5 seconds as they're taking the fight. Well, let me see if I can turn up a higher resolution. Very good, I should clear the vines. That's a really good sign of a really good gameplay, I'm not gonna lie. I mean, really good habits.
40 seconds.
Oh, sorry.
One heavy and one storm.
How you play in the post plans depends on 3 things. Number 1, numbers. Number 2, ultimate status. Number 3, what the fuck your teammates wanna do, to be honest. Like, so, in this specific example, Phoenix looks mega aggressive. You cannot play this passive position. You need to go onto the boxes here, ready to play with him. And that's it.
A refrag. Yeah.
And the problem is, like, here you cannot glide up, because then the enemies are gonna hear that you're gliding, and you're gonna completely overexpose the position of the Phoenix. And this enemy that is on the rafters might just spam you down and just kill you for free.
Yeah.
One.
Just chill.
Don't crash, don't
Don't
crash.
push the lane, don't push the lane. Go back. One drop.
So here, the best positioning from your side will be to play on the boxes below the Phoenix. Because doors is closed. Cypher cannot be behind us, no? Like, didn't Cypher just kill your teammate from the CT? And both enemies are here.
Yeah, I don't think I saw the cipher on the map.
Can I ask, like, why we didn't kill that camera sooner?
Yeah, I don't know. I think I was too tunnel vision on the angle.
Okay. Because I was asking because I thought you were trusting your teammates to kill the utility.
Oh, no. I was just too tunnel vision. I should have broken like instantly, yeah.
That's not gonna happen in ranked, like, trust me.
Yeah, true.
One enemy remaining.
You know that spot is spammable, right?
Yeah.
Okay. Good to know.
Nice one.
Good job.
Okay.
And then one. Are you okay blinding here then? I want to keep paranoid.
Do you want like a small?
I mean, like, in this round going B, as I said, like, might be a really good idea, to be honest. Even though we're pushing against the Killjoy's full setup there, and probably 2 enemies. I mean, if you dash onto the dash onto site, as a Jett, like, you apply a lot of pressure, and when you're playing Jett yourself, I mean, you can actually trust yourself to get these kills, and you should be practicing entering the site in that way. So, yeah, here only because you're playing Jett and you have a lot of tools to work with, like, yeah, sure, we can go B.
Not for the orb grab.
I
see smokes.
Can I ask, like, are you allergic to barriers? Like, what are you waiting for right now? Sova arrows? I mean, when enemies have a Sova,
I'm not actually sure.
sure, I will start like this, but when my Phoenix is ready to take this fight, like, so your teammate, once again, like, your teammate is starting here. Like, you're starting up in front of him, you're walking together with him here, and you need to be on this spot. Phoenix takes a fight.
It should be like, yeah.
I'm just ready to swing out and take the fight.
Absolutely.
You literally just lost a spacing with your teammate for no reason at the start of the round.
Yeah. It was bad to stay back like that.
Everything already.
Listen, whenever enemies do this type of very quickie smokes, be ready for someone playing in the smoke. Like, you need to clear the back of the smoke here. Are we finding the orbs now? Okay, I guess it's fine. I mean, especially because we're going to be pushing against the Cypher on the A side. But what is not fun in this round? Okay, you're farming the orbs. But we cannot be running away from the B set like this. But literally, I mean, like, now the whole enemy team heard us going back. Okay, pick up the orb, but tell your teammates to walk away. What's the point of... Like, right now, you're gonna be playing against 4 enemies on the A side. Minimum. Like, maybe even Killjoy is gonna be there.
Yeah. You want to like execute on site in 1 minute?
And I can smoke and then I can paranoia.
Here, we don't show yourself. I hope you're not gonna do that.
Tell me when you're ready.
Putting smoke.
We should get the flash.
Ulting?
Because, you know, everything that you're doing right now is just pretty unnecessary. I mean, we should be pushing this side with the Phoenix ultimate. Phoenix should be the one going in first, and you're going second together with him.
Ready. Yep.
And there's no reason to clear these angles with a jiggle pick because we're going for a fast push. Whenever you're going for a fast push, you should always just jump for the angles and then just send it. I mean, depending where you want to go and what you want to do.
We should get the flash.
Ulting?
Paranoia.
Oh, they changed the positioning for the first time. Actually, yeah, we saw the Cypher on the B side of the camera. Yeah. I mean, still it's fine. Because, I mean, we have a Phoenix ultimate and then, like, you know, it's okay to run it down. Just what you did in this round is, once again, a bit horrendous. Now, listen.
Yeah.
If some utility is preventing you from going for the real Jett executes, improvise a bit. I mean, like, if I still have a... Okay, Killjoy Molly is down here. Yeah, I mean, like, your teammates cannot go in. But if you already have a Phoenix with the ultimate moving into the site, that's a real player, like, that we can refrag and take the space for our team. Here you could have easily thrown a smoke maybe here, updraft, dash into this smoke, and then from this position, take safety here. Maybe close the doors, and focus on the site. And anyways, you know, like, when the players are playing against the Phoenix ultimate in ranked solo queue, they're usually fucking pussies. I'm not gonna lie, they just run away. Which, a lot of times, it's a very smart idea to do, like, you don't need to fight a Phoenix in the ultimate. But you can easily expect that enemies are not really gonna play on the bomb site. They're gonna try to spam you through the smokes, you know, maybe peek you like this Jett for an example, and that's maximum. And one more tip, like, on the A set of Ascent, like, this area of the map doesn't exist for you when you're doing the executes. Like, no matter what type of execute you want to do, always focus yourself on finding the safety here and here. Because these are the only 2 spots where you're not overexposed from millions of angles. Like, the only time you should go through the right side is, like, I don't know, you're playing against the Vise that is overstacking in this position. Killjoy is always putting 2 nanoswarms here, you cannot go there. But even then, you can just dash on top of the generator, for an example, and then drop down and then from the gen try to get the kills. Or from top of the gen. Going towards the right side, or especially with the non-movement agents, like, you know, I don't know, you're playing Cypher or Killjoy. You do this, you're cooked, bro. Like, there's so many angles from which enemies can peek you. And if you don't have information for these angles, which in this match we don't because we have a Gecko as a solo initiator, it's mega giga gamble, brother, like being in such an overexposed area of the map. Like, one thing that's probably killing you in a lot of games on the attacker side is overexposure. Like, because even on defense you suffer from this disease. Usually going onto the A site and finishing the rounds on A when the enemy Killjoy has the ultimate is not really the best idea if you don't have the counter for that ultimate. And I would in this type of rounds, usually the best idea is to do some kind of a fake, like maybe fake A go B for an example, or to simply do a B split or a 5-man B push or a mid default and mid control and then decide where you want to go next. Because dealing with that ultimate in A short is pretty hard, you know, I'm not gonna lie. And if we want to play this pulse on A side, we will have to fight for the garden and A short. There is one way how you can destroy that Killjoy ultimate through this position. This is actually spammable, and there is a bug in the game where you can actually destroy the Killjoy's ultimate through this position. I'm not really certain what type of a lineup you need to have for this. You know, you can maybe watch that on YouTube, but this actually works. Go in a custom server, try it out for yourself. But yeah, that's one. But the problem is, like, you know, depending how the Killjoy plans the ultimate, you know, she might do it here, and you're gonna completely miss it out. I just don't know what type of ult Killjoy is gonna plant.
Yeah.
I will push 3. I will push 3 for Killjoy, maybe for...
Okay.
Cypher is here, Cypher is here. Oh.
This is something I didn't have a chance to talk about with you. Whenever you're pushing the aim and area of the map of Ascent, always go from top. Literally always.
Okay.
But there's not a scenario where you go down. Except when you know when enemies, but even when the enemies are using the one-way smoke, you just want to smoke yourself. You go up here, enemies use a one-way, smoke your teammates down, your teammates cross, and then together with your teammates, you're taking the fights. And when you're getting up here, always get silently, like this.
Yeah.
Like not a single footstep. Jump up on top of this, whatever the fuck is this pipe. Pre-aim that position, be ready for a fight. That's it. Like, especially if none of your teammates are already going up there, we need to have some kind of a double tower pressure in this area.
Cypher is here, Cypher is here.
Not gonna lie, that shot from the Jett was pretty nice.
Yeah.
Okay, so they went to their default positions. Like, Cypher is on A again. Okay. And a really good thing that in this one we did something together once again, because enemies played an eco halberd round. There's no reason to complicate the rounds in those type of scenarios. Now, you know, because we already know about... We already know a lot about the enemies. And we know also how they're rotating. So they're never going for the flanks. Never going for their lurks. They're never taking the space in mid, A main, and B main. So, in those type of matches, where the enemies are also rotating super fast, try the fake at least once. Why not? You know, like, fake B, go A, fake A, go B. Why the fuck not? And if it works, great. If your teammates make a lot of mistakes, and the fake looks like shit, never try it again, basically.
Okay.
And usually, you want to fake a bomb site on which enemy sentinel is playing, because sentinels rotate a lot slower than, you know, the rest of the players, and you really don't want to get into the Killjoy or Cypher setup on the site that you're not faking at that moment of time with a spike. But in this match, I mean, they have a Cypher and they have a Killjoy, so anyways, you're going to be running into one sentinel at least, but it doesn't matter, like. So, in this match right here, probably the best idea would be to fake A and go B to destroy the Cypher's, like, recon setup and to fake on the A side. And how the fake should look like in ranked solo queue. So, fake should always be done with one duelist. In this case, I would just tell my Phoenix brother, go fake A site. And one initiator. In this case, that would be the Gecko. Omen should give your teammates one smoke, the most important smoke for that site. In this example, the most important smoke for the A site is a short smoke. You're waiting for your teammates to get a hard contact on the A site, to either get a kill, start dying, something needs to happen. When that something happens, or when you hear the enemies rotating from B, that is a timing for you to go from this position, move into the B main, and start taking the space. You always need to be in control of what your teammates that are not faking are doing at that moment of time. Why? Because it's far more important what these players do rather than players that are faking. When you're faking a site, you just rush it down, run it down, like just take the kills, you know, like take the fights, throw utility, that's it. But if the players with a spike pick a wrong moment of time to move in, or they don't move fast enough, well, that's a problem.
Wouldn't play like that.
And I mean, if they lose the spike, you know, while you're faking a site, yeah, that's another problem that you have to deal with.
They will maybe push with LA ult.
Maybe. Can I take orb and ult here?
Yes.
I think here actually I played a bit back because of the whale ult. I was afraid for him to push.
Yeah, sure, fine. Good idea. Good idea.
Oh, yeah. Sorry.
Good idea.
Blocking sight.
Can I ask?
I wanted to smoke the orb because I think Phoenix called the orb. Well, I'm not sure actually.
Well, that was pretty fast smoke, I'm not gonna lie. I mean, your smoke only lasts like 3.5 seconds.
Yeah, I know. I guess they just smoke my teammates when they grab orb.
Yes.
My ultimate is
Don't smoke yet, don't smoke yet. KJ set up here, okay? Let me look mid, I mean, you go with them.
And also, this was a pretty bad idea. I mean, like, you know that Killjoy is the B player.
Yeah.
And we are ulting the B site. I mean, I don't know. It can work. I don't know. We'll see.
Too much for them. Maybe.
Blocking sight.
Yeah, my bad. Jett in market.
You should run.
You market.
Okay, listen. This ultimate is mega useless. You know what I thought the enemy Killjoy is gonna do? She's gonna use the counter ultimate and use it immediately to counter your Killjoy ultimate. But this ultimate she did here literally doesn't do anything. Like you can just call it a day and get out and play from the site.
It's a battle.
Like you don't need to force yourself to do this. This is mega risky. Completely, not even a 50-50 fight. Like this, enemies can be anywhere. To be honest, right now.
Yeah.
Play main.
I should have played side there actually. I wanted to commit, but I went back because I didn't want to peek, and then the smoke faded. And
Yeah.
that was just a smoke.
You're literally like, there's not a single Killjoy ultimate that is actually good from these positions right here. Like the only ultimate on B side that is deadly is obviously this one here, and when the enemies take the boathouse and they can put it, well, sorry, the switch, and they can put it there.
Yeah.
So that's why usually when you're playing against a Killjoy that has the ultimate and you're playing the post plant, you need to fight for this map control consistently.
Yeah.
But here that ultimate is just absolutely dog poo poo.
I think.
Mid entry.
Sure.
What is the
Yeah.
call out?
Yeah,
I think if we go in now, it's kind of predictable.
because they have the two sentinels, but they're not doing that much for mid. The KJ Lomba is usually either here or like here. Second ping on tree.
Oh, there's really no call outs whatsoever.
Keep up.
Come and beat me and I'll flash.
Just drop the
Here.
spike.
I wanted to grab the orb.
Get out of my way.
I don't know what the plan was.
Listen, you really don't need this smoke. You know, wasting this smoke here when you have a teammates with yourself and they're helping you pick up the orb. The only time you should use the smoke here maybe is if enemies have like a flash type of agent that can fuck you up on this position.
Okay.
But even then, it is much better, instead of smoking the orb, that you do a one-way smoke up here, preventing the enemies to peek you completely, even if they use a flash. Like only, I mean, if the enemies have breach, then it makes sense, you know, like if enemies have like, I don't know, some stuns and abilities like that. But in this match, like literally they have nothing. I mean, what can they kill you with?
True.
Nice kill finish.
You use a dash ability for this, bro.
Yeah, I shouldn't have popped that dash. That was useless.
No, man. Listen, usually you can be a bit more, you know, harder on the dash ability when you have teammates to fight with. You know, like in these examples, especially when you're taking main areas of the map, like you almost never want to use a dash ability with a Jett, as long as you have teammates that can refrag you or that you can refrag at that moment of time. Only if the enemies are fucking up with some utility or with some kind of a setup, then you should be using the dash ability in mid, in aim and B mid. But usually you're trying to save these abilities for some harder contacts or for the timing when you need to take extra space for your team. Or when you're scaling up through some very dangerous areas of the map and you need to go first, or you're going alone through there. Here, like, there's really no reason to use a dash for this.
Yeah, I can see that.
I got the spike.
Oh, entry.
I can smoke tree.
Closing door on A.
Okay, I don't know. Maybe we could have gotten a pick on someone that is rotating. That object was like, okie dokie, whatever.
On my ping. Mix.
Did they close the door?
What is that position from Bailey, bro? Like, my dude is crazy.
Side
Listen, like, this is a tip for every map in Valorant. Whenever you find yourself in some mid area of the map, some short area of the map, some alternative area of the map. Like, we cannot stay there for enormous amount of time. Because we're just giving enemies more time to rotate. And more time to pinch us and fuck us up in various different ways.
Yeah.
Like, you find yourself in the market here, or in the garden here, A short, whatever. They're like, as soon as I ended in this position, pull out that classic pistol, destroy the doors, we are going out. We got a pick. We got a pick. We're 5v4. There's maximum 2 players on the site. Maybe even if there's 3 of them, there's 5 of us going there. Like, we need to fight here before someone comes through short from behind, kills us, before the enemy starts countering us in some... Before the killjoy dies in the aim area of the map at the end of the day.
Yeah.
Did they close the door?
Cypher.
Here you're running it down.
Jen. He's maybe hell. Nice, good job.
Mix is 3, mix is 3.
One enemy remaining.
Okay.
The rest...
That fight there was fine because you have Omen with yourself, so like, all good.
Flawless.
Nice.
Okay.
Careful.
Yeah, same as you did in the B main area of the map a few rounds ago. Here we really, really need to be careful about the Veil's ultimate.
Actually,
Yeah.
Trade is all.
That's why I played a bit back here as well.
You don't need to play this back, man. Like, Veil ultimate is not infinite, and it's really narrow, you know, like, if she does it from this position, like, she needs to curve it always in some kind of a way, and this is usually how the players are gonna do it. So it's not gonna catch you right here. Like, if she does it from short, even then, the Veil ultimate doesn't catch you far back on this wall.
Okay.
I'll go, man. Just go, yeah, go with Phoenix. Trade is all.
So this one.
I can
That's some kind of a one-way smoke, huh?
You still wanna commit?
wait for Killjoy, wait for Killjoy, he's gonna be... Yeah, and I ult.
Okay.
Every execute against Cypher should be an object of dash execute. Very good smoke here. Very good smoke.
On tree. Can you close door, guys?
Cabin. They're wailing out. I'll have it.
80 both.
Oh.
80 Whaley. On tree.
One shot, Willy, one shot. He 120 with the Jett damage.
One enemy
Last one
remaining.
shot, last one shot. Boji.
Okay. You know, how this one played out, like, I personally think you could not have done anything better. Like, this here was pretty fine.
I smoked so they could like have more space to cross.
Yeah,
I messed
no.
up my smoke.
Smoke was really good. Like, yeah, I mean, like, here you could have done this smoke better, but whatever.
On tree.
Bailey ultimate you couldn't dodge in any way because she did it in a horizontal way.
On tree.
One shot, Willy, one shot. He 120 with the Jett damage.
And this peek on the enemy Jett, I mean, like, it was a bit risky, maybe unnecessary, because we have Omen and Veiley is low, and Omen is also really fucking low. You know, in this situation, you really want to play off of the Omen, because if you die, the round becomes
kind of cool too.
interesting.
One enemy remaining.
But it was okay.
I can paranoia like that then.
Now, the only reason why in this VOD I'm not shitting about the fact that we are not really fighting for the market control and A-shore control and mid control in general as much as we should is because enemies are just fucking horrendous, like literally on A side and B side. They're playing mega passive positions. I mean, they don't really have the tools to fight for more space, but their overall like gunfights and positioning is really, really bad. So
Yeah.
I would just continue playing in the way that you're playing right now.
I'm waiting for the get called though. You can wait for the paranoia though.
Blinding.
Listen, like, whenever you're playing against the Cypher, and you don't really know, like, who's playing on the site, like, is it Cypher or Killjoy, you need to observe dash. Like, you're just forced in that match to always execute the bomb sets like that. Like, here, even if you want to go towards the switch, use the updraft, and then dash into the switch.
Yeah, it makes sense. Yeah.
It's better to be safe rather than sorry, you know, like...
Yeah, absolutely.
If you're doing this execute, like... You really want to save this second smoke once you're dropping down on the site. Because as you're exploring for the enemies in the air, if you see an enemy looking at your face, that smoke is a really good tool to take a cover and reset for the fight.
Yeah.
And if you don't see any enemy, that's also a problem, because enemies might be at the stairs, might be behind the box, might be at the backside. So usually what you want to do in that case scenario is smoke this, clear the stairs, and now just focus up front on clearing the site and clearing the boathouse.
Okay.
But in this example, I guess we had a Gecko's ultimate as well, so it's fine.
Oh, in the corner, in the corner, corner.
In the le corner,
I know exactly where you are.
Last player
okay.
standing.
Okay.
I'm just knocking bottom mid here. Can we freeze?
Never close.
Blocking sight.
As I said, like, the only sad thing about this VOD is that we never really tried to do a fake once. Because I think a fake against these enemies will go crazy. They are rotating like insanely fast. Even the Cypher and Killjoy, they're just leaving the sites immediately.
Yeah, we should have faked more.
Blocking sight.
Everything.
And another problem in this VOD is like, you, for an example, cannot really play alone anywhere and find the picks. Because enemies are not aggressing or peeking anything. Like they're playing passively from short, from garden, from market, from... They're not even fighting in A main and B main. They're literally, in this type of a match, like, we always need to do something together as a team. Because there's really no openings. And not to mention they have like 2 sentinels and they're covering probably every single possible flank and lurk that we can do.
Yeah.
Once again, like, we should have shifted out of the B main because we literally gave the enemies info.
That's actually such bad.
But we're going like, how you have 0 smokes?
Smoke the Phoenix and then just...
Don't do that, bro. Like, why are you smoking the guy? It's better if he is not smoked off. So if we take the fight here, he can get off the orb, and we take the reflex, you know?
Yeah, absolutely.
There's 2 of you guys holding the Phoenix, like, rather like, relax, chill.
Yeah.
And the second smoke...
Blocking sight.
Everything.
Yeah... Okay.
That's actually...
I mean, one good thing is that we're executing A site, and usually when you're executing A site with a Jett, and you don't have the smokes, you have a really safe position where you can go, like, you know, this execute is, like, safe, like, 99% of the times, and you immediately take this cover, and then from this cover, you're engaging the enemies left and right, so as long as you do that, like, you're fine.
I stay behind. I have your back.
Same as you did in one of the previous rounds, clear every single position that we didn't clear during the execute and during the push. Like here, for example, we still didn't check the under the tower whatsoever. And also, whenever you have this smoke, always check if someone is maybe playing inside of that smoke. Because players overlook that position completely. They never check it. And it's really stupid losing a round from Charlatan that is sitting in that smoke and killing you. Like, don't do that. Like,
Mix is gonna ult. I'm playing offside.
Placing swarm grenade.
I'm late on
Heaven.
I'm late on 3.
Instead of side there because of the mix ult
I'm an
potential.
in this example, since you're 4v3, we have the Phoenix ultimate, we have the full Killjoy setup on the spike. It's totally fine if you sell your teammates on the site. Like, totally fine. But if this was like a 4v4 or a 3v3, and your Gecko is on the site, you should still fight with the Gecko from the site.
Yeah.
Please don't worry.
Just wait until he ults. When it's on site,
site?
he ults.
Oh,
It's even
my
black and
goodness.
I'll fish Phoenix.
Just relax here. Relax. Chill, bro. Chill, bro. You have Phoenix from short, you have Neros from, so like, relax. You don't need to be the first contact. The problem is, like, you know, in these situations, when you have a guaranteed round win, if you die by doing this type of a peek, you cannot complain if your teammates lose this round by some kind of a magic.
True.
You know? Like,
Yeah.
that's the trade-off. Like, if you do this type of a play, you cannot be a complaint minister after the round ends and you lose this match in this round. Because even if your Killjoy and Phoenix die, and, I don't know, you mistime the refrag and fight with them, we can still win this round on timer. Like, by jump spotting the enemies and then going for dead zone peaks.
Killjoy.
Always play in front of your teammates when you're taking fights with them. It's just much faster to swing together with them and to be ready for these fights.
Yeah.
Let's go.
Holy shit, how many ultimates are Phoenix build up this match? Like 5, 6?
Yeah, he farmed orbs. And he got frags too.
This Killjoy ultimate, once again, absolutely dog shit. Like, you know, we can just go in.
Yeah, we can just take backside, so feel free.
Here, you should dash towards the switch, actually. And just close the doors. Okay, I mean, you have Phoenix doing that for you, so, like, whatever.
Voices. Oh,
And once again, like, relax a bit with the smokes. Like, like, every single utility that you use in Valorant, it needs to have some kind of a purpose. Like, just tell me, like, what type of a purpose is the smoke that you did right now? The second smoke.
The one where I threw on the wall?
This one here.
Oh, this one. I was just scared of Phoenix like getting swung from the smoke, but I shouldn't have done it. Like, it was just like useless, to be honest.
So I mean, like, enemies never did that. There's nothing to make you believe that they're gonna do that. Also, it's the Phoenix ultimate. I don't think that enemies are that confident fighting that ultimate.
voices. Oh. CT. I can paranoia.
I have one flash, Killjoy. Okay?
Yeah, we'll go there.
If someone jumps for CT and then I can paranoia.
I can flash.
Listen, in the post list, as already mentioned, you play based on ultimates, based on what your teammates are doing, and that's it. So, if you have teammates that are positioned like this, like two teammates in the B main, Omen behind this box, the best position that you can play is this off angle on the speedway, ready to fight in a crossfire with your teammates that are in the B main area of the map. Or surprising the enemies on random timing and trying to get a kill, or at least distract them so that two of your teammates can peek on timing and try to get a kill. Generally speaking, like, one thing that you really want to achieve in Valorant, a lot more, on both defender side and in the postmans as well. Like, you want to take as many safe fights as possible on as many safe off angles, tight angles, to potentially get a kill, to potentially deal some damage, to potentially surprise the enemies, before you need to end up in some kind of a 50-50 fight like this, for an example.
Yeah.
And you're not really efficient in those regards. Like, you're losing a lot of these angles with your poor, like, repositioning or initial positioning. Here, like, you know, just get up here, try to go for a kill, then I can get on top of the boxes. From these boxes, I can use this as a secondary off angle in multiple different ways to fight with the enemies. Like, I don't know, why would you ever be playing a post plant on the B side from the boathouse? Like, usually that should never happen to you.
Okay.
I can flash. Lane. One lane.
Very good reaction on the mixed ultimate, I'm not gonna lie.
One
Last
stairs.
player standing.
Who?
Ah, almost. What effed us up in this post plant is just your positioning. You know, you play this post plant way too passively compared to what your teammates are doing. I mean, like, if your teammates want to send it all the way into the enemy spawn, go with them, play with them. Like, even when your teammates want to do some diabolical plays, like literally, like, I don't know, push the market in a 5v3, do it, push it with them, but don't overcommit too much. What does that mean? If your teammate wanna do this in a 5v3 post plant, be my guest. But I'm just gonna be refragging that guy. I'm just gonna be playing with him, baiting the shit out of him, and making sure that he doesn't die for nothing. So that I can pull out at least a 4v2 if he dies, and then reposition to play with a secondary teammate or on the secondary safe angle, for an example.
Yeah.
But, you know, you cannot be in the boathouse if your teammates are positioned in this line here.
Yeah. That was too passive.
Those guys.
So what do you want to do? We go A? We commit A?
I'm taking orb. No, end A, but I'm gonna take.
One good Joker play for this last round would be a fake once again, but yep.
Orb.
Yeah.
I'm swinging. Man.
To be honest, listen, like, if the enemy is jump spotting like this, and we know that enemies usually played alone in the main areas of the maps, like, one really good play that you can do, or at least try doing, is dashing onto that guy and trying to get a kill. I mean, if the guy is already making that footsteps, and that type of steps, like, I mean, no one above Ascendant is gonna be jump spotting with a gun out. Like, usually it's gonna be knife out. You literally just get up here, activate the dash ability. That's like a free pick for you if you time it well with his jump.
I so bad want to peek and just get him off guard. But
What are we doing now? Farming the Gecko's
That's what I
ultimate.
mean. I'll take orb.
Yeah.
Placing sentry.
Sec.
Grounded.
Nice, good job. Wait, Neil.
Yeah, I'm not gonna smoke or anything yet. Then.
Okay, yeah, just wait.
Oh my god, you drop the spike.
Okay, go now. Smoke.
Plot in sight. Plot in sight.
Heaven.
K cross.
A lot of funny stuff happened in this round, I'm not gonna lie.
I know.
You know, like,
I
this-
misclicked my updraft.
you know, this
just
updraft,
spammed my-
this updraft that you use here was really fucking important for this round, for an example. Because when the enemy smoked you off here, you can easily updraft like this and kill the enemies that are on the rafters and picking your teammates for the rafters. Because, you know, the only safe position that enemies can play behind this Killjoy ultimate is literally the rafters and this spot right here. And those are free picks for you because who the fuck is gonna, you know, enemies cannot focus on your Phoenix that is going down and on you that is like above him in the air. Then, you know, like, you really panic a lot when you're using the ultimate. Like, you're not even trying to aim whatsoever. So we're gonna fix that with some kind of a practice. And then, like, you know, you're 5v4, you had a side control, just close the doors, finish the round, that's it.
Neil.
If this was some kind of an equal round, half by round, then it's fine. You know, you can over-aggress and try to trade yourself for some kills and surprise the enemies.
Heaven.
But here, there's really no reason doing what you're doing right now.
Yeah.
K cross.
I can flash when they cross it here. Pushing.
Really, unnecessary peek and fight, to be honest.
Yeah.
Completely.
Sure.
Considering that, you know, enemies have a really... You know, their team composition is dog shit for both retakes and for the attack as well. So, like,
There's just no hits.
if the enemies said, like, some stronger team here, then, like, I guess this would be fine, but... I mean, Vele, Killjoy, Cypher, and Mix on a retake, that's not gonna be fun, to be honest. Okay, overall, on the attack, like, the problem is your, you know, decision making in different sequences, and it's really just a situational awareness. And I'm gonna give you some kind of a training how you can improve this, and then how you can, like, analyze your clips a bit more, and all of these different scenarios. Also, on the attack, your pathing can be a bit better, and angle clearing. Like, you're not really clearing every angle in the most optimal way, or like pathing in every area of the map like in the most optimal way possible. Playbook is just gonna help you with that. Like, literally, in the playbook I covered every single angle, every single area of the map, every single position. Then another thing on the attack is, like, post plans. You need to adapt yourself a bit more to what your teammates are doing, because in 3 post plans that you play on the attack, you didn't really play properly based on what your allies are doing, or based on the enemy's ultimate status at that moment of time. And when it comes to like utility usage, as much as you're wasting it on defense, you're equally wasting it on the attacker side. Like generally speaking, yes. I mean, like one rule that you follow on Jett is like you never want to die without using a dash ability. Like if there's a 5% of chance for you to get a fight with the enemies, you want to use it. But if you already have like 3 teammates with yourself going through that beam in or aim in area of the map, I would try to get to the choke point without using my dash ability, without wasting it for that. So I can actually scale out and go out for my team. I mean, in this example, we had a lot of times Phoenix ultimate to go out. Also, we have Omen in the team. He can go out. You know, he can be a duelist for us as well. But in the matches where you literally have no other tools to take this extra space and to unlock these extra angles for your teammates, I mean, like, if you use your dash ability for, I don't know, taking the orb, for an example, well, those rounds are not really gonna play out that well, especially not in these Ascendant and low immortal lobbies. And overall, how we played on a macro level, not bad. I mean, in this match, to be honest, enemies were terrible, like really fucking bad. And the rotations that we did, the plays that we did, the executes that we did, pretty okay. You know, really, in this specific match, like you really didn't need to find that many solutions to actually counter these enemies. So listen, in the next 24 hours, I'm gonna create for you some kind of an improvement plan and program for the next 12 weeks that you're gonna follow. You're definitely gonna be meeting the agents that we mentioned at the start of this VOD review, like Jett, Chamber, and Omen. I'm also gonna create some kind of an aim training for you. When it comes to sensitivity, you should definitely go lower, and I would maybe even go lower than 0.2 at 1600 DPI. Like, if I was you, I would probably go somewhere in the range in between like 0.175 and 0. Let me just think the numbers, like 19. So this range right here is what I would try. Like, I don't know exactly which sensitivity. Like, what you can do, you can maybe start with 0.19 at 1600 DPI, do the aim training and warm-up that I share with you, and through 1 month, just track, like, you know, how much your aim is improving or not improving and what's happening for you. Like, analyze some of your death matches and gunfights that you take and see, like, what type of mechanical problems you actually have. Like, because in this specific VOD, like, there's really nothing to analyze that much because you simply don't know how to control this sensitivity or don't have the capabilities of doing that. And it's just way too fucking high for Valorant, like, in general. So, but, you know, maybe in a month from now, we can do some analysis of one of your death matches or a few clips where you aim, and then see, like, what you should actually be doing to improve your aim. You're gonna get some kind of a general training as well. Generally a checklist of what you should be doing for the next 12 weeks, and through the next 12 weeks we'll see what's gonna happen with you. Overall, I fully believe that this year we can easily get Immortal 3 without any doubts, and Radiant is not really far away from that moment on. Like, what I think is gonna happen with you in the next 12 weeks, you're gonna get Immortal 3, and until the end of this year, you're probably gonna hit Radiant for the first time. You're probably not gonna go to like 400 or 500 or 600 rank rating, but I think you can easily hit the 300 rank rating mark and just get there for the first time, and then we'll see next year how far you can go. If your goal is to go pro in this game, did you say that?
Well, I played for like a Norwegian, like, small team called Buvik, but I played a bit in 2023. But that's kind of all my esports experience in Valorant, and I just ranked in general.
So I think, you know, like, considering how fast you got to Immortal 2, and how fast, you know, how little hours you put into this game, you know, you have a much higher chances of going pro than a player that needs like 2,000 hours to reach Immortal 3, for an example. So, you know, you can give it a try easily. Like, And also I have a lot of private coaching videos where I explain that process as well, and I'm gonna share that with you. And also, listen, every single piece of content that I share with you, take the notes down. Visual notes are always better than mental notes. And write down every single rule, every single tip that I mention in the videos that I'm gonna share with you. Like basically what I'm trying to do through these videos, I'm trying to illustrate how the game sense and structural gameplay should actually look like in Valorant. Because, you know, there's not really a definition for, you know, you cannot teach a player a game sense. That's impossible. But you can actually, like, illustrate for a player, like, through a certain set of rules and tips that are very easy to follow, like how to get better with that specific skill set, for an example. And it's very important that everything that you do, you write it down, and you always have the visual notes of what you should be doing in every single round, every single match, what you should be improving on. And I'm also going to share with you the documents to build your own playbook, data tracking document, and all of the stuff that is going to help you with your grind. Okay, man. It was nice meeting you. I'm going to share with you everything through private messages. And thank you for coming here on stream.
Yeah, thank you very much. It was really enjoyable, and I also think I will learn a lot from this.
All good, man. All good, man. Nothing, man. Take care. Get the fuck out of here, and I'll hit you up in the next 24 hours.
Absolutely. Have a good stream.
See you tomorrow, man. Thank you. Thank you.
Yeah, thank you.
Bye-bye. Thank you for watching. Leave a like, leave a subscribe, leave a comment, all of that good stuff. And join the Discord server for coaching. Also, you can check it on the website right now. Yeah, we have a website that is live. Wow. After 6 years, who would have guessed it? And I will see you in the next one. Bye-bye.